Welcome to the Horror Hangout podcast, where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time and talk about them. My name is Ben Errington, and today I'm joined by regular co-host Mr.
Andy Conduit Turner. Hello, Ben, me old China. How you doing?
Oh, China. There was a full stop after every part of your name then, which I like. And we are joined today by a very, very special returning guest. Ash Millman is an all-round horror content virtuoso. She's a presenter, writer, and streamer. Welcome back to the show, Ash.
Oh, thank you for that lovely introduction. Hello, I am Ash Elizabeth Millman. I forgot the Lee at the end of my name, Ashley.
Ashley.
Oh God, it's all gone wrong.
I was trying to find a good word to describe you. I think does virtuoso work? Does that sound okay?
I mean, I'll go for it. Why not? Why not? I'll accept that one.
Incredibly modest.
Oh, I'm great at being modest. I am. It's true.
Welcome
One
back.
of many skills. Nice to see you again.
It's lovely to be back. I'm excited to hang out with horror and you guys being there too.
Exactly. And
we're here as well. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of like part and parcel, but still.
this is your life now, isn't it? Though, Ash, you're all horror all the time.
It's
24/7.
I love it. I can't get enough of it, me. I'm just on it all the time, streaming on Twitch, and then YouTube is next in the works at the moment. So I've got to start making some videos. I'm a bit scared of them. Is the truth. You know, when you think, oh, I've got to make a video, that's a bit, ugh. But it's also my job, so I probably should do it.
Exactly.
So you guys get like that with the podcast, you know what I mean? Where you're like, oh God, I got to do a podcast.
Oh, do I have to?
I think when we started, it was Luke and Ben doing it at the time, and I think the first time I came on, I was like, "Oh no, what if I'm not very good at talking?" Turns out we're all right. We can turn up, we could talk. We never had a problem with silence. That's our last problem we've had. So
that's
the thing, though. Yeah. It's fear of being perceived. I think it is. It's like I'm like perceive me, and then like don't perceive me.
Yeah. perceive me just
that
enough.
Way. Don't perceive me too hard.
Yeah, perceive me the exact way that I want to be perceived and no further.
Back.
Just positive comments, otherwise silence, if you don't mind.
Exactly.
Yes, please. Well, the last time you were on the show, Ash, was before you'd gone full-time streaming and everything like that, which is super exciting. You've been streaming some awesome games, streaming new games, old games. Watched you play Crow Country, Silent Hill, System Shock you played as well.
I did, yeah, the remake. That was a good little dabble. I'd never played the original, so I think going in and seeing the remake for it and then seeing the inspiration for BioShock and kind of I feel like the visuals of it kind of match what BioShock looks like or, you know, looked like originally when it released. Like that kind of, I don't know, them tying together was very nice. And hearing Shodan be like, I'm gonna put something in your brain and on your head. And that's her being an evil AI. That's my impression of her.
Yeah, that's what most evil AIs would sound like, I reckon.
Yeah,
Spot on. And it's so funny to see these things go through because I guess, like me, Ash, I also hadn't played System Shock before, but you're aware of Shodan because she's on endless top 10 biggest anime betrayals, also baddies in video games.
God, I think I've written about her before. Like I know so much about System Shock, but I'd never played it myself. So like it's you know, she's turned up in my own lists. That's how much she's already inside my head. And yes, now I get to see for myself.
Yeah. Now those gatekeepy folks can be like, unless you've actually played System Shock. Well, I have actually. So
yeah, I watched a YouTube video. That counts.
Yes. Yeah, we're on it.
Definitely counts. But yeah, on top of streams as well, you've been going to horror events and screenings and various things. If you keep up to speed with Ash's social media, you went to a Sting event, not Mr. Police bassist or
Gordon Sumner
or wrestling man who's now retired.
Oh, I wondered how long it would take for you guys to bring that joke up after already having it in like the preamble. Us having a little chat. You were like, "Ooh, the police," and now it's not long.
You can't. For such a cultural icon, I think we'd go to the real police had come round if we didn't mention him. They'd be like, hello. Don't have a look at what you're up to.
What's his real name, Sting?
Gordon Sumner.
All right. Straight. Did you say that just already as well?
Gordon's a fun name. Like, I'm not going to miss out someone who's called Gordon. Come on.
Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner.
I didn't know his middle names.
Have a little guess how old Mr. Sting is. This is going to blow your mind.
84.
Jesus Christ, ridiculous guess. And 84?
I don't know.
84? He's still got a full head of hair.
Oh, fine,
65.
83.
83. 65. Much more conservative guess. 72.
That's all right.
In the middle, then.
I guess in the middle, but
Hang on.
I am. My mind is blown that that's Audius for some reason. I'm thinking 38. No, that's silly. Sorry. I was thinking like late 50s, 60. I don't know. Crazy.
I don't know. I don't know. The police was like a while ago, wasn't it, though?
He's been at it a long time, but and he is always at it for a long time if you've been following his personal
Why
life over
is
the
it
years.
that Sting's tantric sex is just as popular, not as popular, as famous as his like musicianship? Why is that?
You want a different fact about Sting, Ben, that doesn't involve his sex life? I learned on a podcast today, Do Go On podcast, plug, when they were talking about the East Coast, West Coast rap rivalry over the 90s.
Oh yeah.
When Puff Daddy did his tribute to Biggie when he was killed, that sampled Sting and the Police.
He didn't even ask permission.
Didn't ask for permission, and Sting was awarded 100% of the royalties.
Doesn't he have to pay him like
penny.
$5,000 every day?
Just about. Yeah,
I
he
think
got
I
no
read
money.
that.
For an 84-year-old, that's a lot of money as well.
You can buy so much tantric sex with all that Puff Daddy money.
Tantric sex.
that you-
How has this information about his tantric sex become public knowledge? What happened? Did he do an interview or something where?
I don't. It
Probably.
feels like Gwyneth Paltrow and Goop, though, isn't it? Anything that's to do with your wiggly
Oh.
bits, like people just love hearing about it.
That word, Gwyneth,
Goop.
not that one. Bloody Gwyneth. But I feel I don't know how everyone else feels about the tantric sex thing. I got things on. I got stuff to do. I can't set aside a whole what is it, weekend? Long week?
Ben's like in and out for me, please. One and done.
In and out, sometimes in and out again. But that's it.
Ooh.
All right.
But then the laundry's got to go out, but I ain't got no more time for it. Yeah, so I mean, many ways, guys. All the talk of creepy crawlies and spiders, like, will be the least creepy thing in this episode. Well done.
Had to set it up nicely.
Yeah.
Nice one, Sting. What were we saying? Oh yeah, of course. You attended you attended a Sting screening. Ash.
Yeah, it was a screening. It
what
was
was
a
that like?
4-hour-long tantric sex session. We all sat in the audience. It was great.
An
No, it was-
eight-legged Sting came on.
Dressed as a spider with like a backpack with extra arms, so he could.
Oh God, I don't want to know what he'd do with all his extra arms and in his tantric sessions. But it was, in fact, a screening of the Spider film Sting. It was, and there was a meet and greet for a tarantula.
Oh.
Oh,
Did you meet the
Screen-
tarantula?
Yeah, a screen famous tarantula.
What?
Apparently, it was in Harry Potter.
There you go. Did it have a name, or was it like a Madonna character was just called Tarantula?
No. It was like a Madonna character in that it was just called Rosie. It just had one name.
Rosie.
Yeah,
oh, I don't like that for some reason. I don't know why.
Rosie the tarantula. She was so soft. Honestly, it was lovely. It was
Oh, I
really
don't know.
nice. She had such gentle legs.
So you don't buy into the rhetoric of Frank the Exterminator from this, that you cannot make friends with anything with more than 4 legs?
I would, and then I met Rosie and she changed my opinion on spiders. I thought I had a bit of an epiphany. I was like, maybe I've got this all wrong. Maybe I'm going in hostile and they're coming back hostile. You know what I mean? Maybe it's all a bit much.
Yeah.
But also Rosie could have been, she's a screen famous Hollywood star. Maybe she was just on loads of drugs and just very calm.
Or is it just a people spider? She's been around people all her life. She knows.
So
Knows
humble,
the
that
game.
spider.
I vote the drugs option. Yeah. The pair of you
Well,
like.
But then again, other spiders aren't particularly furry, are they? So
Though
that's-
I don't like a non-furry spider. Honestly, a furry one I think makes it more approachable. I don't like ones that have a little bit of hair or no hair. Super furry, we can get on board with that.
Not a fan of a bald spider.
No, like when they're like chitinous and you can hear them like click clacking
Yeah.
on stuff. Ugh.
I hate.
don't like
I
a
know
spider that feels like it's
doesn't really
got
happen.
shoes.
This only really happens in films. I hate it when spiders are represented as having a bit of a horrible little noise that they make, because that doesn't really happen, does it?
Like a
Wait,
little squeal when they jump at
Yeah,
you.
like a noise or something. I don't like it.
camel spiders make screams. It's because they're big enough that you can hear it.
Oh, I don't like that.
So spiders
Camel
do make
spider.
noises. It's just they're usually so small that they're not really hearable. Whereas camel spiders are big enough that you can hear them going. "Eh."
Oh no. Don't like that.
Apparently, I don't know. I heard that on the internet.
Did Rosie make a noise? Did Rosie serenade you in any way?
Yeah, she went, "Oh, Ashley, thank you for holding my leg so gently."
Old
she's
Greg.
Southern.
Yeah.
Old Greg.
No,
Oh no.
she's an old Hollywood starlet. What can I say?
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
How
she's not old Greg. She's a Southern Belle.
Okay, I've got you. Sorry,
I declare, I get in the vapors.
How old was she in Spider Years? Do we know that?
I didn't know. No, the man who was holding the spider, who was doing the spider talk, he was actually like a very prestigious BAFTA award winning nature documentary guy who's like does all the behind the scenes stuff. So he's like works on Deadly 60 and he does the cold-blooded BBC documentary in Cold Skin or in Cold Blood. I think In Cold Skin is that film. But In Cold Blood, I think it is the BBC documentary. And he's part of all those. So he was so knowledgeable. Like I was talking his ear off. He literally kicked us out. He was like, "I've got more people that want to see Rosie the Spider." And I was like, but tell me more, please. But yeah, he
quietly resents Rosie the Spider, who's more famous than him.
Yeah, you know what? There was tension there. I wasn't sure if there was a spat between them or, if it was jealousy. I'm unsure. Maybe he just wanted to be gently cupped by a bunch of content creators.
Oh, oh no.
It's like a Gallagher Brothers gig at the background there. I'd be the real star around here if it wasn't for me telling people what food you eat and how many hairs you've got on you.
Yeah, I asked the question I asked was, can a tarantula hair blind you? Because that was an urban legend I'd heard. And
Really?
I heard that if you get a tarantula hair in your eye, then you go blind. But the truth is that it's not necessarily if one goes in your eye or blind you. It's the rubbing in of it that can really damage your eye because spider hairs or tarantula hairs specifically are barbed. They're barbed. So they go once they go out, they hook in like Spider-Man's fingers.
See?
Did you go in with goggles on just to say hello to
Big
Rosie?
safety goggles.
That's what I did.
Yeah. I didn't, I risked it.
I mean, that's the risk you put your life on the line every day making content, right?
It's
You're getting
true.
out there. You could have got tarantula hairs in your eye at any point during that day.
It's true.
Thankfully, that guy
absolutely
was
true.
there to tell you not to rub it, so you were all right.
It's like there was loads in my eye and they just fell right out because I didn't rub.
Just open and real wide and don't rub them.
Yeah. I was just caressing Rosie with my eyeball.
I'm still laughing at gently cupped by a content creator. That's what he's always wanted.
Grand. And I mean, Sting's not the half of it. You've been off to lots of premieres. We were talking just before we went live that you've met the M. Night family recently as well, right?
I know. I'm literally stressed out about it. It's one of those things where, like, again, it's the perceiving. I'm like, oh my god, I was perceived by the Shyamalans. But they were so nice. They were so nice, and they were just there, like they were like Rosie the Spider. They were like wheeled out as like an attraction. So all of us were like, hello, oh my god, it's the Shyamalans. They were like, let's have a picture and leave. In like a lovely way. They weren't rude about it at all. They were so accommodating, welcoming, had loads of lovely questions and answers and stuff. But yeah, I always feel a bit like, oh my god, I know there's a room of people who just want to like chew your ear off when you meet someone like that. So it was very, very exciting and very, very cool, and I got a cool little picture out of it, and he said I had a nice dress, so that is my life made. And Ishana Night Shyamalan is the director of The Watched. So as exciting as it was to meet M. Night, it was also incredibly exciting to meet Ishana on her debut feature as well. So yeah, the Shyamalan family are becoming the taking over the horror world again.
That's great. And did you get any clarification while you were there? What is the material risk to your eyesight if a Shyamalan family hair gets in your eye?
I was thinking of the same joke, you bastard.
Honestly, right? Each of their heads were perfectly coiffed. So I can only imagine it would be a super smooth hair. There would be no barbs. I feel like it would actually give you better eyesight to get a Shyamalan hair in your eye.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good to know. I'm so excited to see The Watched. It looks a lot of fun.
It's not what I expected, and that's exactly what you want to say coming out of a Shyamalan film.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot more discourse about that. I know that M. Night Shyamalan's films have had the absolute heights, and then there was a period where he took a lot of stick because people sort of felt like they caught on to the formula. I think what I have seen a lot more appreciation of now, and what I continue to believe, is that that when you go and see an M. Night Shyamalan film, and by the sound of it, his daughter's going to be following in those footsteps as well, you're going to see something that has some authorship behind it. You're going to see someone take a big swing, and it might hit for you. On some cases, it might not, but regardless, someone will have tried a thing rather than here's your grey old slop to get suck it down, you monster, you beasts. Like, actually, do something different, try something, and I think we should applaud that all the time.
100%. Andy, I applaud you.
Thank you.
But that was a great little talk.
I'll give
on
you
the
one
Shyamalans.
clap.
That's enough. That's a round of applause because there's two of us now. So you've actually fed more into Andy's point.
Andy.
Well done, Ben. But no, I think they are great. I think this definitely borrows a lot from the Shyamalan rulebook that M. Night has set up. But Ishana wrote and directed all of this. She adapted the book to screen. Like she's got great directing, writing chops. And also I think there's room to go up as well, if that makes sense. Like it's not perfect. I also think that makes it a better film. So to me, I love being able to pick something out and go, maybe that didn't do it for me, but it was interesting that we played with it. So I think I do think I really enjoyed it. I really liked its sense of like mystery and atmosphere, and the actors are all great in it. Dakota Fanning's going to eat up anything she goes into, isn't it? So really good.
Amazing.
And,
what's M. Night's new film called? Trapped.
Yeah.
Trapped.
Josh Hartnett at a concert. Is he a murderer? Is that the possible twist?
Well, there's a trap.
Twist.
Someone's getting trapped.
Trap.
Can't tell you who.
What's your guys' favourite Shyamalan film?
Signs.
Yes.
Yeah, The Signs is hard to top.
The Signs. I don't think I have had many moments in cinema, not just cinema, horror cinema, where I've literally gone like, oh my god, what the fuck, and like leapt up out of my seat and screamed. I just love all the final act of that film is near perfect for me, and I know it gets a lot of people aren't so into it as much as Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, but
I think it's such a powerful movie.
Swing away, I love
wonderful
that
scare. Such a wonderful scare is when the characters in a film you're watching are also watching TV. You are 2 layers removed from that. But when that stretchy green man walks past the camera screen, bricking it.
Out of the way, children! Vamonos! Vamonos! Get out of the way!
Messed me up so badly. Well, that's what I said to M. Night. I was like, I didn't even say his name. Then went, that's what I said to M. Night Shyamalan. I was like, my God, you messed me up royally as a kid. I watched Signs too young, but it kind of just came out as like word vomit because I was trying to say it really fast. I was like, Signs. And he was like, oh.
And it's like, oh, Scatman John, nice to meet you. Shake your hand.
But it was that was always been my favorite of them all. I think that it can be read like differently as well, as not just an alien film, but like some sort of like holy quest for finding one's faith again. Yeah. I just think it's gorgeous, and I'm a steadfast defender of The Happening. Sorry, it still rules.
Running away from the wind.
It's goofy. It's goofy, it's silly, it's funny. There's a twist, and we have some iconic scenes. That moment with the shotgun coming out the door, I was so afraid.
I've only seen The Happening once. Maybe it's due a rewatch.
I've seen it once as well.
Oh my God, can I come back and we can talk about The Happening?
Hell,
I'm willing to confirm that now. Approved. Yeah. Rubber stamped.
I swear, Mark Wahlberg's got the same face during the whole duration of that film there.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he's watching everything happening, unfolding in front of him.
I'm just watching some things happening, all right? That's all that's happening.
I think
Run away from the wind, the plant.
Wahlberg that I'm the defender of, maybe. It's just every time he's in something, I'm like, this is bad, but
yeah,
you gotta love him.
If Ash didn't have a background on here, you'd see her back-to-back wall of Marky Mark films. Him and the Funky Bunch, Happening, Max Payne.
I did rewatch Planet of the Apes with older Wahlberg. And
with Abraham Lincoln.
Rough. Abraham Lincoln, exactly, yeah. Jesus.
To wrap up on Shyamalan, I am a staunch defender of The Visit.
Brilliant film.
Love The Visit.
Brilliant film. You know what? I don't think there is one I don't like. I love The Village and Knock at the Cabin, the most recent one.
Yeah, Beach That Makes You Get Old.
Yeah, the beach that makes you get old was so silly but so good. Oh my god, I love the beach
Are
that
you
makes you get old.
pregnant? You were a little kid 5 minutes ago. Are you pregnant?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
when in the beach that makes you get old, eh? That's what they say.
They literally they go in the tent and it's like a Sims animation. Like that's how I imagine it. I know you don't actually see anything, but it's like they go in the tent like, whoa.
I would fully watch, obviously subtitled, but a version of the beach that makes you get old, completely dubbed into Simlish. That would be amazing.
Yeah. It does feel like when you put your little fast forward on and watch them all go around and do silly things. It's just that with that they start matching their age. 20-minute version.
Okay, I'd go for that. There's a cut available.
Did you say what your favorite Shyamalan was, Ash? Is it Signs as well?
It
is
is
Signs as well.
We got the Signs hat trick.
Yeah.
Love a bit of Signs. Okay. We got a couple of bits of horror news just to cover very quickly. Number one is Alien Romulus trailer. We already had a little teaser. Now we've got a trailer. Don't know what you guys think of this. Have you seen it? It's very red, the trailer, which I kind of like. And obviously Fede Alvarez is directing, so having a legit horror director taking this on is very, very, very exciting. And Kaylee Spaney, I'm going to say that's her name, is the lead. And I just saw her in Civil War. So now I'm even more hyped because she was really, really good in Civil War.
Is that the Avengers one?
No.
Yeah,
no.
she plays Captain America.
Funny joke, is that? It's oh, bloody hell, it's Avengers Assemble all over again. Steed. John Steed. Yeah, so obviously this one, there's some really good it's a really good trailer. With some nice takes, especially on the original tagline of the movie, in space no one can hear you scream. I probably butchered that completely. With some of the interesting sound design and cuts. But yeah, it looks brutal and also looks like it might be quite sort of like closed off. What word am I thinking of? Like a not linked.
Claustrophobic?
Yeah,
Dark?
claustrophobic.
Womb-like?
All of those things.
Yeah.
All of those things. I love to describe things as womb-like. So yeah, have you guys seen it?
Not watched the trailer yet, Ben. I know we're doing a reaction at some point, so I'm keeping it fresh. I want the people to have genuine react. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I also haven't seen it. I'm saving it for as long as I can. I know Fede Alvarez is going to knock it out the park, and I kind of want to be shocked by what he has to offer. If I can just go in and not see anything, I would love that. Like and just be like, oh my god, the alien is in a shower of blood, like Evil Dead, all over again. But yeah, I would.
Acid blood, worse.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine that like iconic scene with acid blood. Fede Alvarez can do it. If anybody can, Fede can.
It kind of made me feel like, and I know this kind of feels silly because, of course, Alien Isolation is in itself an adaptation of a film, but it feels like this is an adaptation of Alien Isolation. Just everything looks just like that game. So
they've gone the sort of the retro tech direction.
It feels like that, yeah. Right. And in terms of the timeline, I think it's between Alien and Aliens.
Oh, so it's basically when Sigourney Weaver is kipping out on an escape pod somewhere, sleeping, while her daughter is living a full and natural life.
That is, well, it's Isolation setting again, isn't it, as well? So maybe it is very much Isolation, the adaptation, which I would not be against at all.
Yeah.
No, that would be.
I'm up for that. And also, like, that adaptation, as we're touching on it, the Xenomorph, I think, almost takes a back seat in some place of that film, because those horrible robot men, they're well scary.
Yeah.
Walking up saying quite nice things to you, like, oh, let me help you with that. They catch you, they're strangled.
Yeah. Let me help you with that breathing there.
They're literally Homer Simpson, why you little you to death.
Yeah, looking forward to it though. It is coming out on the 16th of August, 2024.
It's pretty soon.
Yeah, it is pretty soon.
Lovely summer film of the summer.
Hell yes. What else? Silent Hill stuff.
Go on.
Silent Hill 2. We get some gameplay of Silent Hill 2, a new trailer, a release date, the 8th of October, and a trailer for Return to Silent Hill. How exciting. If you love the story of Silent Hill 2, oh my god, you're getting it all. Yeah, movie version. Although the guy playing James Sunderland.
Sunderland, yeah.
I was good to say Sutherland. Much more well dressed, it seems, in the film. I'm like, what's going on? Is he a magician? He's like wearing like some sort of like silk shirt, some sort of like medallion. He's driving like his car. Well, I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Have you seen?
He's thought to himself, I just euthanized my wife. Spoilers, and then better dress up nice. We're going to meet anyone.
I feel like he should just be able to dress nice, innit? Like, if everything terrible's happened to him, yes, and also just like men in films and men in horror games, especially, just have that kind of like white shirt overshirt moment. Let the man live. Let him fashion.
Wasn't the jacket? Isn't the jacket like Taxi Driver from the original from Silent Hill 2, the original game? It is quite Taxi Driver, isn't it? Like green and with the patches and stuff.
Oh, like a little Parker moment. You know, Silent Hill 2's next on my like playthrough thing at the moment, so I haven't dived into it yet.
Hell yeah.
And I said, but if I remember rightly from before, it's like a green Parkery cargo jacket
sort of like
moment.
a weird like overshirt or something, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like a khaki business.
Yeah. Have you seen?
We could have a bonus here. We're talking like Silent Hill versus Raccoon City fashions for a little bonus at one of these days.
Yeah.
Compare the James Sutherland Parker to the Barry Burton.
You just did it. Sunderland. Sunderland. Sutherland is catching on. Did you guys watch both of these then?
You know what? Again, held back, trying to play through the game before I come to the trailers. I was trying to talk around it so I didn't have to answer that question, but here, I'll own up to it. I haven't watched it.
Trying to put you on the spot there.
Let's face it, we're going to get our money anyway at this point. We've decided we're in.
Exactly.
Oh, hell yes.
We've already sold it, mate. Put a button on it. We're ready.
That was what everyone was waiting for, wasn't it? The release date. And we see a little bit more gameplay. Well, there's like 13 minutes of gameplay / cutscene. So, interesting
I feel like
to see.
The reason I'm holding back on that one a bit is because I see so much negative discourse about it and about Bloober Team. And like, I just don't want to hear it. I don't want an opinion on it. I don't want to engage with it. I just want to play the nice game and have fun and, you know, make my own opinion on it. And if it's disappointing, then I'll do it off my own playthrough of going through the game rather than chime in on everyone else's. Oh, is it going to be bad? Is it going to be bad? Because like, I don't know. I think Bloober Team have a very eclectic back catalogue of games, and them trying their hand at Silent Hill is going to be like make or break kind of moment for them. Yeah. But they are very well set up as a psychological horror dev team to make this really, really good. And a lot of them will have been inspired by and played all the original games. Like everybody's played Silent Hill 2. Everybody knows that what it ties into as this series goes on and as survival horror games have gone on. So I'm like, leave Bloober alone a little bit.
I really like Bloober Team as well. I think it's fashionable to have a little go at them, not kind of recognizing that they aren't an enormous like EA owned studio that I think like the Medium, I really enjoyed it. I think it got a little bit of grief for being like, oh, it's a bit linear and it's a bit short, but I want a short game. We said this when Ben was sharing some news a few weeks ago about how the next Resident Evil might be semi-open world. My opinion on those is love it, try something new, more Resident Evil, but at the same time, fuck you, pack it in. I'm sick of open worlds. I don't need all my games to be 100 hours long. Give me something that feels directed and give me 6 to 10 hours of a brilliant time, and you're welcome to your 50 quid, mate. You're welcome to it. I don't need
6 to 10 hours of a brilliant time. Are we talking about this thing again?
Oh, here we are. Here he is.
Here he is. He's piping up now, isn't he? Got nothing to say for 5 minutes. Speaking to the next one.
Oh, yeah. You know where that's come from, though, is because everybody lost their shit about Resident Evil 3 and not being super long, that it was 3 hours on a good day was very upsetting for everybody. Whereas actually,
I felt tower stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was a great length for it. It did everything it needed to do. Nemesis was still scary. It didn't put any bloat in there. And that's the thing with loads of them. It's just bloat. It's just gastronomical issue where you're just playing loads of stuff that you've already seen before. Yeah. You know, it's escort quests.
Yeah, this sort of mindset is what leads to developers going, oh, and we're going to have basically infinity AI generated side missions. Slop. Get it out of here. I don't care.
Yeah.
My biggest argument in the writing world against sort of AI generated stuff at the moment is if you couldn't be bothered to write it, why should I be bothered to read it? Same goes with with playing. If you couldn't be bothered to design it, how's it gonna really keep my interest? Come on, try harder.
I saw a really great quote the other day from someone that was like, I don't want AI to take away all of my writing and writing, directing, art making so that I have time to do laundry and the dishes. I want my AI to do the laundry and dishes so I have time to make art, write, and play stuff. You know what I mean?
Exact same thing. It's brilliant. That is what we need. And if you follow any type of it's exhausting doing the job I do 9 to 5. When you're looking at these things, so many people will want to sell you an AI solution, which is to do the things that I don't care about AI doing. I want it to do the boring stuff that I have no interest in doing.
Yeah.
And my least favorite of all, when it says, "Hey, I was disorganized, but now all I do is get up at 5 in the morning, put everything into my AI assistant, and then I'm good to go." It's like, fuck you, mate. I want to be in bed at 5 in the morning. Not.
Fuck you, mate.
Yeah.
And the only other bit of news I've got, I saw you share something about this as well, Ash. Night Dive Studios hinting at announcing possibly a remaster of the Thing video game. The announcement tomorrow, so Friday the 7th of June.
Yeah.
Is that what we think is going to be, a remaster of that game?
I don't know if it's going to be a remaster or a fresh take, but everybody's trow are browned right now. Like, I am so excited to see what it's going to be. I'm kind of hoping for I was going to say I was hoping for something new in that world, but I'm not actually. I think everybody gets upset when it's anything new, don't they? But Night Dive are known as like really brilliant remake masters, so it makes sense that it would be a remake of the older game, which is an undersold classic. The people who've played it love it, but not everybody's played it. It's one of those ones that I think went under the radar a bit, and Night Dive being attached to it is a really good sign.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'd like to see a new take. I think. Because I feel like any new take on the Thing seems to be, that stuff that happened in the Thing, loads of other people turned up now, and the same thing's happening again. Or
that game
the same
sort of
thing's
served as a
happening,
sequel, though, right? It is directly afterwards, and I think it does give you some clarity as to who survives and who might be the Thing at the end. I didn't finish the original Xbox game, but it is good.
It is good.
They do get a remake.
It is good. I would love to see it. I would be very excited to see a remake. I'd be very excited for anything that comes from that. Night Dive were System Shock, actually. I was trying to think of what their latest remake was, but System Shock was their latest remake, and that's very good. So
we're here
just
for
great
it.
stuff.
Here
oh my god, what else
indeed.
did they do? They did something else recently, and I remember thinking it's the cool. I'm looking it up. It's the coolest company logo that exists when you see the Night Dive symbol come up, because it's like an underwater mask with like a tentacle coming out of it.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't on a horror game, and I was like, man, weren't Night Dive just doing loads of horror games? And now
no, they're absolutely all over it. Why you find that, Ash?
Yeah.
And have you seen anything new this week, Andy, that you wanted to discuss?
Ben,
what you've been watching?
I've watched one little thing, not much in terms of full-length films. Work's been kicking my backside, but I did watch a short film by former guest, friend of the show, Janine Pipe. I watched her short movie starring Annabelle Rich, Her.
Oh,
nice. Tell me all about it. I love Janine Pipe. Yeah.
It is now on her. It's on her YouTube channel. Her Pipe Screams.
How have I missed this?
You can pick it up on her YouTube channel. You can watch it on there. I don't really want to tell you very much about it at all because it's a short movie, so I can't say much without spoiling it. But it begins with the actor Annabelle Rich, who you'd recognise from films like Eating Miss Campbell. Like she is chained up in a room by a mysterious man, and he's coming to visit her, and we don't know why she is chained up in this room, why he's keeping her there, but we learn in short order as the film goes on. I know that Janine she's such a passionate filmmaker. She's doing all of these things, learning a lot from lots of people that she's become friends with through her work in writing books like Neil Marshall and so on. And she's really applying that into her filmmaking. Her is a wonderful short that she did with very, very little budget, filmed with people that she knew, and did a lot of learning about processes while she was doing it. As we speak, though, everybody, her next film, her well, which she already has. Other films coming out, like Footsteps is due out. That's in post-production right now, but she's filming in the coming weeks on her upcoming sort of police action movie that she's been doing lots of preparation for, Charlie Foxtrot. I think her filming of that begins next week.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. Janine, we're seeing her profile grow and grow as she's meeting more people. She's appearing at loads of conventions. She's working on loads of phenomenal
Isn't
stuff,
she
and I can
working on
see her
a making of
confidence
The
coming along
Descent?
as well.
Working
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
making
she
of The
is.
Descent, but with Neil Marshall as well. So
Yeah, because she just did Sausages, the making of Dog Soldiers as well. She's
yeah,
great. She's gonna
love
I
that.
just think she's gonna totally blow up, like, or you know, already is and got loads of great people under her belt. I just think she's very impressive and very inspirational. And she was a police officer as well, right? That's why
Yeah.
she's
She
doing a
was.
police film. Yeah.
She was.
Yeah. Yeah, she's so nice as well.
Yeah.
Always lovely to see Janine. So you can watch that out. Check it out on her YouTube as soon as you finished with us here. Go
Oh
and
yes.
go and enjoy that, and then look out for Charlie Foxtrot coming soon, and for everything else that she's working on coming up. Apart from that, Ben, no watching, but I have started a bit of horror gaming. Sometimes after a long day, a little bit of Switch before bed, so sorts you right out, doesn't it? So I'm playing Axiom Verge, which is Metroidvania, which is going around in sort of like a biotechnological Cronenbergian nightmare. Big, horrible, fleshy robot things trying to kill me. I haven't got so far enough in there that I can assemble any of the story just yet. Just a load of horrible stuff that I'm shooting at, but it's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
That's a great review.
That's me.
It's a great review. You're on it today. Ash, anything you've seen recently you wanted to mention, apart from, of course, the film of the week and the watch?
That Night Dive Studio game you were looking at.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it because they've done so many older things as well. I was like, I can't remember what it is, but I have seen Godzilla -1 for the first time now because it came to Netflix. It's really good, isn't it? It's really good.
So good.
It's really
Love
good.
Godzilla.
That
Just
soundtrack
evil.
has never sounded as good as it
Yeah.
does in that film as well. It is
Oh my God. Yeah.
huge.
Evil Godzilla, I think, is so good. Like, Shin Godzilla is definitely the, like, not cult classic, but is the cult favorite of the Godzilla series. I feel like all the horror fans love Shin Godzilla, but you wouldn't have heard of it unless, like, you're talking to someone who's like, oh, I love horror movies, I love Shin Godzilla. Because that's how I found out about it. It was through everyone else hyping up how good the monster making was, who I follow on horror Twitter. And that it's got the same vibes as that was just like a treat, but on a wider, like, mainstream scale with, I don't know, it, like, Shin Godzilla was like Meetings the movie, and then this is the other side of it. Yeah, this is like the people in the field, like it was the people behind the scenes and the people in the field, with them both. Shin Godzilla is great, everyone should watch it. And Godzilla -1 is also great, and everyone should watch that, especially now it's on Netflix. I've been searching it for months, being like, when is it coming to streaming? When is it coming to streaming? Because it went to Japanese Prime, didn't it, first? And then it just kind of dropped and was there. Gorgeous, delicious, beautiful.
See, even in this economy, I think I am going to watch it now. It's on Netflix. I'm desperate to watch it again. My wife couldn't make it to come and see me, so I'm like, right, sit down, Karen. It's time for some Shin Godzilla. You know, and one of those films that actually, usually a Godzilla movie, like, get the people off here, get me Godzilla. I love to see the people. There's the characters, and there's so, like, actually meaningful characters that you care about. But I'm actually on the wagon on this one. I think I enjoyed Godzilla -1 so much that when we get a cheeky physical release of that one in a lovely pretty box, that's going on the epic shelf, I reckon. That's getting up there. Like, I cannot wait to watch it again. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I went to oh my God, this is just a goofy little collectible I have, but I went to I went through a station. I can't remember which one it is, but it has the Bandai Namco Gashapon set up there.
Oh, nice.
And they have Godzilla heads, and it's the Godzillas are from the 1960s and 80s. So you have Mecha Godzilla, Godzilla versus Kong, and then just the Godzilla from the 80s. And I pulled this guy, hold on, blogger hand.
Wow.
And he's a little Godzilla. He's from Godzilla
like
versus
80s
Kong.
Godzilla. Oh,
yeah,
he's great.
And he comes with this little plaque as well, so he's like, and it just says Godzilla versus Kong on it. But look how cute that is. I just thought because he's like a little Toho one, he looks proper like the -1 Shin Godzilla vibes. I was very pleased with him. I wanted Mecha Godzilla, but I was like, you know what, this is fine.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I love Godzilla stuff. I've met the Godzilla statue in Tokyo. Not as
Oh,
big as the real one. He's very cool. But the thing I want to do next time we go to Japan, I want to go to the Godzilla Museum where you can zip line into Godzilla's
oh
mouth.
God, that's so cool.
Oh
I
It's the
didn't know that
dream.
was a thing. That's
Oh,
sick.
it's the museum,
Hell
and you
yes.
go down the zip line into it. It looks so good.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to write that on the bucket list. Jeez, I haven't been. Everybody wants to go to Japan, don't they? And there's always so much amazing stuff there. But like, I'm just collecting. Every time somebody talks about it, I'm like, here's another reason I should go. I should just buy a ticket.
Yeah, you should.
Mm.
Wonderful, wonderful place to go visit.
Yeah. I watched something else as well, which was bad. If you want to hear about a bad film,
Yes, please.
Hell yes.
it was the Colors of Evil, Red. It was on Netflix. It's a Polish film,
Oh.
and it was bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
Funny bad or just it's boring bad?
It was, the thing is, this is the best part of it, right? It wasn't boring bad because I watched it all the way through. I watched 2 hours of it. It's a crime thriller more than it is a horror.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's like a real person sort of one. And it's about detectives on the case of this woman who's turned up dead and had her lips cut off, which is a rad like opening. It's like, whoa, where's her lips? I don't know.
Lips.
Exactly. But she wouldn't be able to say it like that. It would come out like, oh. See? Great concept.
It's the Island Partridge.
And then but it kind of devolves into like this mob setup. And then without spoilers, like the end is very much, it was just unsatisfying. It didn't really make sense, a lot of it. And a lot of it was just kind of like the trauma of this young woman at the center of it who's being abused in every which way of the word. And it's like, I don't really want to watch a film that's all about women being harmed with, that doesn't feel like it has an actual point to it. I don't know. I don't like it when there isn't a commentary and it, I don't know. It just didn't appeal to me.
Just didn't do it for you.
Nah, the Colours of Evil were not the Technicolor Dreamcoat in this case. They were a drab newspaper grey.
Trying to suggest that there's going to be a sequel if they go Colors of Evil, Red.
Color red,
Yeah.
orange.
Yeah, you'd think pink. I don't know.
If you need some good Polish cinema good Polish horror to wash that taste out, I could recommend to you No One's Sleeping in the Woods Tonight, 1 and 2.
Yes, I know
they're
those.
both good.
Mm.
And I want to see, but haven't yet, some of the similar cast. All My Friends Are Dead. It looks really good.
I haven't seen that, but The Lure is the other one I'd add to the list. The mermaid horror. About two mermaids. It's like
a trade.
A nasty spin on the Little Mermaid story.
I've seen that poster before.
Yeah, I watched it based on the poster. I was like, what the hell is this? Really good. But I'll look at All My Friends Are Dead. That sounds nice. I went at Pink because I watched Saw 7 as well again the other day, and the blood is so pink. It's so pink. Those 3D cameras did nothing good for the home release.
I watched something that I guess is quite bad as well. I watched Tarot.
Tell me, how bad is
Tell
it?
me about the Tarot. Well, I've seen this had a lot. It's had a lot of negative reviews. I've seen people saying it's quite lame. It's just a bit annoying because it's got some really good like creature effects. Trevor Henderson did a lot of the creature designs based on all these like tarot cards and stuff.
Yeah,
it's just the script is a bit cringy. The scares are like very, very signposted. Like I think some of the scares at one point get recycled like probably about 6 or 7 times, which is a bit annoying. And it just goes down the route of a bit of like Final Destination scenario where we're gonna get our tarot cards read, and now you're all marked for death. And that's kind of it. But apart from that, it doesn't really do much else. It was a bit predictable. And I think just because of a bad horror movie, just a bit boring. There's a real sag in the middle. You know,
that's not what you want.
Sag.
That's not what
you're
you
just
want.
a bit like, yeah. And I don't know. Not great.
I have my tarot cards right here. I'm going to draw one for you. Hold on.
Oh, don't mark me for death now.
Oh, you got the World.
What does that mean?
It's there you go. There she is. So you got a lovely lady with a Ouroboros flapping around her. There's a lion, a sheep, a head, and an eagle. And I got the little book that comes with it because I'm still learning at the moment. But the world is
Am I marked? Does that mean I'm marked for death? Is the world gonna come
Assured,
and kill me?
assured
The world's against
success.
me.
Assured success, Ben. That's the opposite of death.
Yeah, in death. Assured
Oh,
success.
soz.
He successfully died. At least
Yeah.
that's something, right?
But your other words are voyage, route, emigration, flight, change of place. It definitely means death.
Yeah. Change of place
Yeah.
from
Oh.
Earth to the afterlife, the shadow realm.
It might mean this because I've just booked tickets for Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood, and they've released the first maze /
Yeah.
haunted house. It's a Quiet Place themed.
Oh my God. Take me with you.
So I'm gonna have
Forget
to go in there
Andy.
being all quiet and not making a sound because someone's
Yeah.
I'm gonna be slurped off.
Leaving us both behind. Ash, he's off to get wed while he's there and doing spooky stuff as
Oh,
well. Very
what?
jealous.
What?
All the spooky
Oh,
stuff.
that
all right?
sounds great. That's such a good thing. Is your to-be wife a spooky horror fan as well?
Yes, she is indeed.
Yes.
That's how we initially bonded.
Yep.
When I slid in the DMs, I saw that she'd watched The Nun, and I slid in and said something along the lines of, "Was it shit?" And she went,
Oh God.
"Yeah, it was. It was shit."
She was like, "This is a guy with horror taste. I want to know more about this."
Yeah. You were like,
Exactly.
get none, get some, and then she was
Yeah.
like, "Let's
And
go."
I did.
Got it.
And then we saw The Nun 2 together. It
All
was
right,
nice,
Sting.
wasn't
Yeah. Took you long enough, but yeah.
6 to 10 seconds of time. Yeah, so I thought that might mean that could be what it is. I think
Nice.
there's quite a lot of themed mazes. Like last year was, I think there was like a Blair Witch one last year, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year's theme was The Last of Us, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last. See,
Yeah.
it's annoying because you see the ones from last year and you go, "Oh my god, I want that.
Yeah.
That's what I want." And then when it's something else, you're,
You're gonna have a great time either way, though. I mean, I remember because last year I was working for PlayStation. I was like, "So we're gonna go to Halloween Horror Nights, right? Because it's The Last of Us. You got to send us, right?" No such luck. No such luck. Couldn't
on,
blag a
no.
free holiday. Oh no.
That's when you knew I'm going independent. Get out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. That was the last straw.
That was the last straw.
Now, Ben, when you go to The Last of Us, not The Last of Us, when you go to the Quiet Place maze, I know what you're like when you go on holidays. Don't be taking that fucking noisy rocket ship with you because you'll get slurped off lickety split if you
My favorite rocket ship.
put that back. Come on.
You have to go around with like bare feet.
Oh
Don't
my
give
God.
birth while you're there.
I totally forgot you were talking about the film. I was like, Ben has a rocket ship he takes, right? What's up with that? Tell me the
A
story.
noisy little toy rocket with him. What's this?
he doing?
Grow
Why
up,
is
will
he
you?
taking that?
You're getting married, Ben. Come on.
Oh, but you'll see my face. I was like,
Gross.
Yeah, the only other thing I wanted to mention is a couple of book things. I just finished reading Whale Fall, which is a story about, not a story, but like a fiction book about a man who gets swallowed by a sperm whale. It's kind of like one of those sort of single location films, but with a lot more horrible sea-based gore and gunk. There's a lot of disgusting things happening.
oh.
That was very good. I enjoyed that. I think they're making it into a film actually, because I think it's one of those where they're like, the rights to this have been sold before it's even been published. One of those.
Oh, aye.
It sounds familiar, and I'm not a big. I don't do the reading. So if I've heard of it, then it probably is going to some sort of media.
Yeah.
I heard good things about it though.
Yeah, it's had a lot of good reviews, and I did really enjoy it. It was good. I was kind of a bit like, oh, it's like 300 pages. How are we gonna do Stuck in a Whale? That's gonna be a bit boring after a while.
A couple of
But no, it was
songs
very
in
good.
there, you'll be fine.
What was that? Sing some songs in there. Yeah, it was good. Just like a horrible Pinocchio or something. He gets swallowed by a whale, doesn't he?
Regular Pinocchio is pretty horrible.
It is actually. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Why are
sorry
you
if you can
making
hear loads of scrabbling. By the way, we've got 2 kittens and they keep fighting in my room. So I'm like, every time I'm like looking at you guys, and then I just hear right in the
It's okay.
background.
My dogs will
Godzilla
kick
versus
off at
Kong all
some
over
point this evening.
And the other book I've got to start next is Don Coscarelli's fiction with a PH, which is Tales from the World of the Films Phantasm, to celebrate the 45th anniversary of Phantasm. 6 short stories featuring characters from the films. Reggie Bannister's in the first story. Did you know that Reggie Bannister served in Vietnam? No? Well, there's a whole story about it. And also about
Wow.
a tall man being tall and having a
Wow.
shiny ball.
Wow.
Looking
So
forward to it, Ben. Look forward to your full review. I mean, what else could you add from those? But, looking forward
exactly.
to it.
There we go. That's
I
it
was
for me then.
expecting more orbs, to be honest. Just the one. There's not more orb action.
Just the one orb.
One or
Yeah.
per chapter, maybe. We'll find out.
Oh, that's better.
Come on, give me all the orbs. But that's it. That's it for what we've been watching. Apart
Apart
from
from, love a bit of Sting.
a lovely bit of Sting. Apart
Yes.
from the film of the week, Sting, which is a 2024 horror film written and directed by Kiah Roache-Turner, starring Ryan Corr, Alyla Browne, Penelope Mitchell. The film follows a young girl who secretly raises a spider as her pet, which then transforms into a giant monster. Does it? That's a spoiler. Okay, ratings 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes, 71% audience score, 65% critic score. Letterboxd 2.5 out of 2.6 out of 5. Don't get that wrong.
Oh, that's important.
That's very important. Couple of choice reviews. Brian Esposita says, pretty well shot with a moody apartment setting and a big practical spider puppet. Could have used a little more creature attacks and a little less trite family drama. But it's a fun little B movie. 3 stars.
Nothing but respect.
Your fave GDR says, Sting is an entertaining yet flawed popcorn horror experience. It feels like a true throwback to the era of 2000s creature features. 3.5 stars. Josh Adams says 10-year-old girl goes from Sid in Toy Story to John McClane in the space of 2 days because she feeds an alien spider. 2.5 stars. And finally, Buddy O says, as an Aussie, this is exactly how my childhood went. 3 stars.
Yeah.
Have you got one more special guest review, Ben?
Oh my God, yeah, I do. I've got one more special guest review from my mum.
Yeah.
My mum says, I thought it was good, bit gory though. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is quite high because my mum is like scared of spiders as well. So when this trailer came out and I sent it to her, I said, look at this. She was like, oh, no, not for me. But then she'll watch it anyway. She just loves the suffering.
Yeah.
But still, I think that's a decent enough review. It was good, bit gory though. Do I agree? I don't think I'd give it 8 out of 10, but still.
I
Thanks,
would have
Mum.
liked more gore. I would have liked more gore, Mrs. Errington.
Yeah, I'd also would have liked a little bit more gore. Did either of you see Infested as well?
No. I
I've
watched.
seen- Sorry, Ashley, go.
I was going to say I watched Arachnophobia the night before as like a warm up, and Infested was next on my list because it's a new spider film, but I haven't seen it.
Hell of a lot of
doing
similarities because it takes place in like a apartment block.
Little apartment building that's
as
slightly
well.
dilapidated.
Did you watch it as well, Andy? You did?
I'm about halfway through Infested as we
You better
speak
get back
because
to it, then, mate.
my French isn't so good that I can just
Oh,
listen.
yeah,
I have to have eyes on to read. So rather than only half enjoy it or mistranslate something because my French
Is
is poor.
Arachnophobia everyone's favorite spider horror?
Nah,
Is
Eight-Legged Freaks.
Freaks.
Yeah.
Eight-Legged Freaks.
The
You
bit
love-
about motorbikes.
A bit of early Scarlett Johansson and
Oh, yeah.
bad CGI, and it's
David
like,
Arquette.
it's just goofy. I don't know. I think Arachnophobia is the best spider horror film. Eight-Legged Freaks would be my favorite spider
Have
horror
you
film.
ever seen the trailer for Arachnophobia from like what was it like? Is it 1990 or something like that?
It's got music like it's a comedy.
The trailer makes out that it's like a family comedy.
It's like, and he's like walking around.
Moving house isn't for everyone. Moving town, even more terrifying. Or something like that.
I love that.
And the doctor said, I'm not going to return. It's like, oh, and then also a spider.
I remember that opening sequence used to terrify me. Wait, Bruce Campbell's in it as well, right? No, that's Congo. Who am I thinking of? Julian Sands.
Julian Sands, rest in peace.
Rest in
What a
peace,
good
Julian Sands.
performance. I was so sad when we lost him in that film. Yeah, Arachnophobia still really holds up. Isn't that due for a remake?
Yeah.
I think
But
there have
I
been
don't know.
rumors.
I feel like there's a lot of animal welfare laws that Arachnophobia probably didn't follow just because there's loads of real spiders in it. So
Oh yeah. Oh no, we did say about
We
that, didn't
dived
we?
in on that one when we did
We
it.
did.
Apparently, they were very careful with the
Really?
spiders. They treated them incredibly well. The only time they used a fake spider was Even the one where John Goodman steps on
Crazy.
a spider, he wore special shoes with a compartment so the spider wouldn't get crushed.
Oh, I love that.
And they moved
Special
them along by
compartment
like
shoes.
blowing. They had like little air blowers, so they could just
Oh!
tempt them to move. So they didn't hurt them at all. They were really careful with the spiders.
That is adorable, and it warms my black heart. We could do arachnophobia again. Then now we know they're spider respecters. I don't even like spiders. I'm quite scared of them, but just I love to hear my little friends are treated well. You know,
Yeah.
we
Apparently
share
we're
this
treated
earth.
exceptionally
We
well.
are the looker-afters of nature. You know, I forgot the word. What's the word? The caretakers. There we go.
The little caretakers.
The bin men of the forest.
Yeah, because what would happen? Would society collapse without spiders? Is that
You'd
what
be
would happen?
covered in
Mm.
flies, wouldn't you, Ben?
Have I told you my bee story?
No, please do.
Bees in the garden, randomly, just open the door, bees flying everywhere. What's going on? Close the door, terrified. Open the door, maybe an hour later, massive load of them underneath the parasol.
In the shape of a man ringing your doorbell.
In the shape of a bloody bloke. I said, "Can I have a beer of bees, please?" He said, "No, sorry, we don't do that."
Punched you with his big bee fist. Took your wallet.
So we called someone from the British Beekeeping Society, something like that, association. Man turns up. He goes, "That's a lot of bees." I said, "Oh, you're telling me?" He goes, "It's 15,000.
Bees.
15,000 bees."
I thought you
in
meant
my
the
garden.
price then for a second. I was
Take-
like,
No,
please say bees.
Go straight to the price, dude. I googled free. I googled, "You can get rid of my bees for free, please. Get rid of them." 15,000. I couldn't believe it. And then he said to me, "Yeah, these bees are really docile. If you stand in the middle of the swarm, none of them will sting you." So I did. I was like the bee whisperer. I stood in the middle of the swarm like that.
Oh my God, Mr. Candyman. I hope you took some
Controlling
cool
yeah,
pictures.
Mr. Candyman, controlling the bee. I didn't control the bees. And then they all went in a little green box because
Aw.
their queen went in there, and a bunch of simps. And yeah,
They
that
know
was
what's good for them. They were like, "Oh, I'm not going to get my bathwater subscription if I don't go in here."
Off I go.
Have you seen that woman on TikTok who's like, "That's another day of saving the bees."
Oh yeah, I
No.
have.
She's
I
so
have.
good.
And I even told the man about her. I
Yeah.
said, she like scoops them in, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's so
Yeah.
good.
And
And
he
like
said-
she finds the queen straight away.
He said he's seen it, and he said, "Yeah, but she don't wear gloves. Very unprofessional."
But she
Oh.
says she doesn't have to because she's so secure.
He was telling me why. He was like, "Go and you can get stuff on your hands."
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
But they were trying to build a hive because, like, when it got rid of them, they'd like started wax secreting, whatever they do,
Putting Lego bricks together. It's built
all over the
little-
parasol.
That's cute.
Anyway, so
Oh.
that was pretty fun.
Thanks. That was a good story, Ben. Thanks. I'm glad you became the bee master temporarily.
Yeah.
The
I
bee
want to see
master-
some pictures of you in the middle of the swarm.
I took a picture of the actual of them all clumped together
Mm.
because I couldn't believe it. It was like, you know, when you like a jar of gobstoppers, someone says, "Guess how many are in here?" And I'm always way off and terrible at that. I would guess how many bees are there. I went,
But the bee man can just eyeball them.
Yeah.
that's what he said. He went, "Guess how many bees are there?" I went, 800. He went, "Nope,
15,000.
miles off." And it
How
was
old
proper-
Sting? No, I guess that.
How long could he have sex for?
And it was awkward because I kept going up, but not by very big increments, and he didn't he didn't push me.
810.
yeah, it was like that. I was like 900. Oh no, higher than that. 1006. No, higher than that. Took ages. 15,000.
I tell you what, I heard a fact the other day, and this story backs it up. I don't know if the fact is true. I just know that it's something I heard. And that is that apparently, of all the environmental causes, save the bees is no longer a thing. We've saved them. Those bees, they're just it's just all
Alright.
propaganda now. The bees have been saved.
That's it.
So I could have just punched that hive if I wanted to.
Yeah, you could have. You could have kicked it.
Get out of it. Yeah.
Probably
Apparently,
worth
they've
giving, probably
we've
worth giving
done
them a
loads of
buffer.
stuff for them. Yeah, we've done loads of stuff for them. So they're like, okay, we're going to repopulate. They've just like been out doing their mad bee shagging. They're great now. Apparently, that could be wrong.
Following their icon, Sting.
Yeah. Oh my God, because they have stingers. Great.
Yeah.
Great work.
Fantastic.
This
work.
is all Sting content all the time today
We've
in this
come
episode.
full circle. And Sting can do that as well.
Oh. Blow a smoke ring like Gandalf.
Oh my god. I like how you sort of went, "Oh," but then immediately came out with something even worse. Okay, so this film is brand new, out in cinemas now. How exciting! Big old spider, and of course we're going to be spoiling Sting from start to finish. I didn't have any idea until the film started. It's a bloody alien. This
Yeah.
spider,
Yeah.
not just one of those regular.
Told my
run-up
wife she could
ones.
watch this after. It's not even a spider, mate. I said it's a space alien.
Yeah.
It does look a lot like a
Bloody
spider.
space alien. Yeah, exactly.
But that's the point, isn't it? Is that it's kind of taken on the form of something. I don't know why I'm saying it. That's the point, it's a spider. But I mean, like, because it lands in a dollhouse, I figured that was kind of like it saw some old musty dusty bullshit and then was like, I guess I'll be like that guy.
Basically, like this spider. Also, what a way to get your film offered a clip, right? I mean, we get a cold open, but even then, it's like, how are we going to explain this? Do we have to have Julian Sands visit in the jungle? No, just space alien drops through the
Yeah.
window and the spider's there now.
Yeah.
We're off.
How did
That
you
was
feel
good.
about the open? Because I was a bit like when I was watching it, I'm like, have I somehow like fast forwarded this film accidentally? Because it feels like right in the middle, and it did one of those flashbacks to what 4 days before.
Could have done Frank getting slurped into that thing. A little record scratch. You're probably wondering how I got here, webbed up
How
in
we
the
got
in the
into
air
this
ducts.
place. So yeah, the characters that are established. So there's a family, and obviously the first character from the family we see is the mother no, not the mother Heather, the grandmother
Nan, yeah.
Nan, who's suffering with old forgetful Nan syndrome. That's incredibly rude to say that. I didn't mean it like that. Very serious condition, but
You said it now. It's too
old
late.
forgetful
Yeah.
Nan syndrome.
So Ben hates the elderly. That's
Yeah.
canon. Put that on the IMDb trivia. Sorry, everybody.
Oh no, it's a mild dislike. It's not. It's not. I love him.
Just want to get to the front of the post office. That's what Ben's done. I'm like, look, you're retired.
Bloody way. Bloody Sunday drivers. So yeah, so the initial sequence is kind of like something that happens later on in the middle of the film, and obviously this pointless talking about that yet, and then we'll talk about it in chronological order.
Grandma here is a bit of a din, and she goes, and we kind of get evidence that she's quite forgetful because her name and their address is written on a thing. She calls an exterminator. Oh, and by the way, there is a mad ice storm. Literally, it's the day after tomorrow outside.
Yeah.
But Dennis Quaid's there burning books in the library trying to keep everyone alive, but it's snowy, so you can't go out. And
how do you feel about this as a plot device? So obviously we get it a lot in horror movies now where people are isolated by the weather or something. What happens in Evil Dead Rise, which keeps them there?
Magic in it.
It is some kind of storm. It is a storm.
It is some kind of storm, isn't it? I was thinking that, yeah.
It is a big storm.
Because I guess now films have to go, well, why don't the phones work? Why can't you just ring someone? Why is there not an app for that? And now you have to say, oh, this has happened.
It might have been an earthquake, actually.
Yeah, earthquake sounds about right, yeah.
Because then the vault downstairs opens.
Yeah.
That's right. That is correct. Good memory.
But this one, horrible snowstorm. Too cold to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But but not too cold to go out for the exterminator. It turns up and it's like he's been there before. And also there's a truck with some other exterminator brothers. The what brothers?
The Bug Brothers.
The Bug Brothers. Not even brothers. They met in prison. And it looks like what's happening is because grandmother's a bit forgetful. She's hearing things in the walls. She's ordering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ordering out all these exterminators.
Exterminators to come out. They're coming out. Sting's eating them, or maybe not eating them, just sticking them to the wall with horrible green muck.
Yeah.
And eating them later. Eating them alive. Because there's even a bit where the little girl's watching someone do a David Attenborough impression. And explaining in so many terms, just giving us some plot device dump for us to remember for later.
Thanks, Professor Exposition, who is their neighbour.
Exposition, I always forget the word exposition. Thanks, David Attenborough. Sound alike. Don't even sound very much like him, does he? Awful. But yeah, and then quite quickly we get introduced to the crash landing of the old Sting, who arrives on a little what?
4 days earlier.
Yeah.
4 days earlier. Venom. And he said then because Venom turns up. Oh god!
And Carnage is there. It's great.
I got the new Venom trailer in my head, which doesn't look good. There's a Venom horse though. Why not? It crash lands, smashes through the window, lands in a little doll's house. How did you enjoy this opening? little title crawl / credits?
Very good, because you I know you guys like going through in chronological order. Let's skip straight to the end. No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to, but I just mean, like, I think watching it and then realizing at the end that you'd seen it all happen already, I was like, because the doll's house was basically the exposition is not the exposition. The exposition, the opening scene is basically a little plot summary of what happens in the film, of the spider working its way down from the top floor where the grandparents are, or the aunt and the grandmother are, working its way down the vents, and then the last scene where it's like, okay, let's start the film, is the spider resting on top of the crib, which is the same image that we see at the end of the film, where it's like mega sized on top of the baby's crib, ready to attack it. So I think it was one of those ones where, like, hindsight at the end of the film maybe go, that was a really good opening, that was.
Yeah, like kind of thematically setting everything up. Love, like, kind of adds value to that second watch down the road. Because I feel like straight away off the bat, this is a film that could probably be enjoyed multiple times, right? I think this could become a favorite creature feature for a lot of people.
For sure.
Yeah. And I like a cold open as well. And I think from a filmmaking point of view, cold open was probably necessary because we're a little bit, and I think one of your reviews said it, Ben, without that cold open, you might feel it's a little bit of time before there is actual much human threat there. It's probably a good 40 minutes now until the spider is dangerous to people, and we do a lot of building up of the family dynamic, which it's quite oppressive, and we'll cover it, but like I'd probably be more depressed of these people's job prospects than I would having a big old spider in my house. It's rough that this whole family's going through a lot.
They've got great jobs though. I thought that, like, and their apartment's very big.
You got to live with a horrible auntie though, haven't you?
Expensive.
She's
Yeah,
mean.
true. I don't know. Are you saying they have bad job prospects? Isn't one an architect and one a comic designer as well as a handyman? I was like, they must be
But isn't
okay.
he? He's kind of rough though, isn't he? Because he gets taken off his book,
Yeah.
and he gets taken off his book, and like his job thing. I think he feels like he's hanging on by a thread a little bit, and I
Yeah.
think he doesn't quite feel enough for the
He's doing it
family.
in his he's doing the comic book stuff on evenings and weekends.
Yeah,
Life
yeah.
of a creator.
He's shoving it in where he can. But then he gets a book deal and is like, oh, I'm just going to still do it on evenings. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, you've got the book.
Get
Draw
in
the
advance,
pages.
man.
Come on.
But
You can't work for the aunt. You can just buy her off. You've got an house.
he's
She'll
relying
get eaten by a spider. Don't worry about it.
Just don't worry about it. It's
Yeah.
fine. He's relying on the creative juices of his like stepdaughter though. That's the
Yeah.
problem. I feel like if you get into that situation, write me another chapter. What's happening next? What about the page splash? What should happen?
And to be fair, she is credited as writer on the cover of that comic, so how she hasn't actually been cut into the deal is beyond me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just cool to see your name on the front, isn't it? Yeah, brilliant.
Pay
Very
your
nice.
stepdaughter an exposure. Mugged right off.
In terms of the family dynamic as well, so he's a stepdad. They've got a little baby boy,
Little baby.
Liam, little baby Liam, and Charlotte's dad is elsewhere. Like, I think they're lying to her and saying he's in another country when actually he's been home for a little while.
Yeah.
But he hasn't come to visit, so he's a deadbeat dad. Which is obviously a plot point, a plot device that is used to create tension between the stepfather and Charlotte as well. Charlotte's Web. I see what you've done there. Very nice. Yeah, but what is she? So she's like crawling through the vents. Sorry?
Yeah,
A girl.
She's a girl.
She's one of those girls, and she's crawling through the vents, John McClane style, breaking into her own grandmother's house and like stealing things to destroy. She's got like some sort of weird Instagram account. This was annoying. Every time she was posted on Instagram, it made the Twitter sound effect.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Absolutely not. Come on now.
I mean, I think who's the real monster, Ben? Like them for making that mistake, or you for clearly having the noises on your phone silent forever? I don't know any sounds my phone makes.
I'm 100% a silent type of guy, but I'm still aware of what noises they make. All right, okay. I'm just up to speed with that sort of stuff, Andy. Okay.
Ben knows things. The Twitter sounds, Sting's sexual habits, facts that everyone just knows.
Facts everyone knows, all right? If you don't know them, you're behind. Get with the times. So yeah, she's like going through the massive vents. Are vents like that really that big in America?
I don't know. These were questions
Solid
that would
solid snake vents. Are they
it would be
really?
great to know the answer to it, wouldn't it? But it's been in so many films, games, TV shows. The vents must be massive.
Just people sized.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'd like to know. I feel like I'd like to know. That's the first thing I'm gonna do when I get to America.
If any architects listen, or
If any
burglars.
architects are listening, yeah. So so she's stealing like dolls and stuff to torture them and then post them on Instagram.
Yeah, I would have liked that to see that a bit fleshed out more, because I feel like seeing her as a creative and helping with her stepdad and all that sort of thing, it would have been nice to kind of like maybe she uses those as like page inspirations or for drawing or something, but it very much is. It's just used in the opening where she smashes up a doll, takes a picture, and then posts a picture of the spider, and then we kind of don't ever see it again. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have liked a bit more narrative weight behind it, because I actually totally forgot that was a thing until you've brought it
Yeah.
up now, and obviously I
thought-
remember it. But
If you'd followed an Instagram account where you're expecting to see various dolls get maimed, and
yeah,
then suddenly she starts posting about a spider, unfollow, I think.
yeah,
I ain't interested in that.
yeah. Isn't she like I can't remember her handle. It's something girl though. I think
Yeah.
it's like the
comic book
title.
character.
It's like
Yeah.
Fang Girl, so a
That's it,
combination
yeah.
between Fangirl and Fang plus girl.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's pretty good, you know.
Yeah, she's got fangs.
Like a spider's fangs. It's a pun.
Oh, I was gonna say like a vampire. You are right. Sorry, that came out way too sarcastic.
Two things can have fangs.
And then so the grandmother as well, and there's an auntie also who's like the landlady.
Yeah.
Who owns the parrot?
The
Auntie.
Yeah.
The auntie.
Miserable auntie. She has
Miserable
a
auntie, and
cat and
she's
a
like
parrot.
employing Ethan to be the handyman as well.
Mm.
To be fair, he ain't very good as a handyman. I'm not saying I'd be any better, but I don't know. He is just banging things a lot, right?
What Ethan has failed to do there is he's gets the rage issues you might have as a younger person, you know, when you're a little kid throwing your controller and things like that, but hasn't graduated to the fact that if you lose your rag and accidentally thump your telly or something like that, you're gonna pay for that telly, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like don't bust stuff. Can you imagine? Like one bit, he loses his rag and hammers the boiler.
Yeah, he
You
does.
had to replace a boiler. Blooming hell, you would not dare.
It's freezing outside, bloody snowstorm.
For a whole apartment building as well, just hammering away on it. Terrible crack.
Yeah.
I never really got the impression that there were like loads of other people in this apartment building as well, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a tenement building or something like that, where there's maybe like the half dozen rooms. So the auntie and grandma share an apartment upstairs. There's the family, and then there is the lady. And I maybe missed this point when I was watching it. A lady whose family have maybe passed away or something has happened that she's on her own now.
Strange sort of thing, really, wasn't it? It was almost like, is this important? I didn't realize how important it was going to be or anything like that.
I think it is kind of like a bit of a, because if you think about the end of the film and where we'll get to when we're talking about the stepdad and the family, the main thrust of this film is about family coming together and accepting each other. And I think because she was a family-less widow and like, you know, depressed and an alcoholic, I think it was supposed to be this image of what happens if you don't have a support network, which is a little ham-fisted for me. It's a little cruel, especially since she gets the nastiest death as well.
Yeah, it's a super nasty death.
But that seems to be the only kind of thing to have her in there for, is to go, look, this is a woman without family. Is that what you want?
Yeah, if you want to be on your own, you're going to get bitten by a spider and bonk your head.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have her and then you have, is it Brian downstairs? Is that his name?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Scienceman.
Yeah, Scienceman, Brian Scienceman. And he's another one that has no family or friends and is like an actual freak. So it's like, oh, okay, great. Anybody that doesn't have a baby is a freak. Great.
Exactly.
Anyone who doesn't have a little baby Liam.
And even Daddy Ethan is like, stay away from Brian. He's a bloody weirdo. He's just an unmarried man.
Yeah.
He's just a scienceman.
Daddy Ethan. Are you calling him that on your own accord, or is that's character name?
No, it's a Daddy, Ethan. I would never.
Daddy Ethan.
He would never assume.
Yeah.
No. And obviously another thing we're kind of talking about here is the fact that Charlotte, oh, can you look after the baby for 5 seconds while I just look elsewhere? And she's like, oh. You're always
Sick
making
of
me look
this.
after this baby, pain in my ass.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
I mean, to
think
be fair, that's a personal choice. Don't have a baby if you're not going to look after it your whole time. She didn't make that choice. She wasn't part of that conversation.
Just don't have a baby. That was my advice.
Yeah,
follow the
overrated.
advice.
No, yeah, I think that was kind of a good establishing moment of this family is dysfunctional. Like that's a thing. I think that kind of gets lots of people's backs up, because there's children who've been through that, and then the adults who know it's not the thing you're supposed to do when you have a child, sort of thing. It's a very shorthand way of going, wow, this ain't working. I feel like I should say some positive things about Sting, and I'm going to get to them when we get to it later in the film. I do think some of the setup is a little bit weak, but the rest of it's really, really strong.
Yeah.
And I do think it does have, when it does decide to do shorthand things, it's very good at it. Like the opening was incredible with the little alien egg and the spider coming down. And I do think the way that they treat this baby is kind of this like extra thing that is just becomes Charlotte's problem and is the perfect being, because it's just a baby that can't do anything. I
This
think,
film feels really like quite heavy-handed in terms of putting things like babies
yeah,
and tiny little dogs in harm's way, because it knows what us as an audience how we're going to react to that.
yeah,
I tell
yeah,
you
for
what, though,
sure.
Ben, manipulative as it might be, I'd have dropped this film a star if they'd killed that dog.
Little jumper on. He was Ricky, wasn't he?
He looks very much like my dog, slightly lighter brown.
Oh, see, right. This is going to sound. I'm just trying not to. I'm trying to walk the line carefully here, but I I don't like things being dangled in peril's way unless they're going. You're going to play with my feelings. Play with them. Kill them off. You know what I mean? Like, don't be like, oh,
Don't.
we can't kill the. And obviously that's terrible when it comes to a child or a baby. I watched the coffee table the other day, and I don't want to have to deal with that bullshit again. I'm not saying they have to be like this, like they have to be hurt, but don't keep dangling precious creatures and then just be like, oh, it's okay, they're fine, don't worry
Either
about it.
immediately make them safe or
Yeah.
or put them out, get them over with.
Yeah, like because I'm a cat fan, right? And it's always the cat that gets got. And it was in Sting as well. They show a cat. The cat got. Why didn't the dog get got?
Did the cat get got?
Equality.
Yeah,
I guess
she
he might have
finds
got
it.
better.
She finds it in a web and it's
Oh
all
yeah,
strung
of
up and
course.
skinned.
And
the parrot gets
well,
got.
the
The
parrot,
cat
that was
gets got. Kill the
humiliating for
dog.
the parrot. Got stripped,
Yeah,
nude, and strung up.
exactly.
What's the spider's problem? Disgusting.
Hang
Also,
on, I
like,
just thought
I
the
feel like
parrot should have been the best equipped to deal with the spider. It's a flying type.
Yeah.
Bugs
I
are
kind
weak
of-
against that.
I also did kind of think like when certain people started getting got, like parents, I also kind of thought, oh my god, they've literally just killed the parents off. But no, they
Yeah.
did that thing, which is like an aliens thing. Although most of the time, whoever gets put in all the gunk ends up dead anyway because they've got a face hugger in them. But I just did
Yeah.
that thing where they're like, oh, actually, they've been taken back to the old lair.
Just
and they're all
captured.
right now.
To be
That
fair,
was
with
my
that-
least favorite part of the whole film, but we can talk about that now, we can talk about it later, but my least favorite part was that everybody was okay. I was like, nah, sorry, this should be an orphan with her
Yeah.
like brother that she has to look after now. Sorry, why are her parents here?
with the cold open, I thought it was going to be. I kind of went in, and I was a little bit surprised by this. As we sort of progressed through the film, I was like, oh, hang on, that's a cold open. Are we going to get to the end and everyone's going to be dead and it's just going to be a absent-minded kind of old lady calling a string of service workers to be eaten by this spider forevermore?
Yeah.
She's
Until
gone
the
through all the
snowstorm
yellow
ends, at
pages. She's
least.
gone through every single person in the yellow pages, and they're
It's
all
gone to
dead.
the Thompson local.
The Thompson local.
I don't know what that means.
It's just another phone book that existed in the 1980s.
I
was
just
a
really
much-
like how that
no.
got Ben. I was like, oh, I'm
It was a
missing
much
something
smaller phone book.
It was
Like, if
blue.
you couldn't find
and
what you
little
wanted,
pussycat on the front.
if you couldn't find what you wanted in yellow pages, it was like last resort. Crack open the Thompson local. Oh, found someone. Yeah, brilliant. So how does Charlotte get Sting? She just obviously breaks into her
Just
her
finds him in the dolly house.
Yeah.
finds him in the dolly house, puts him in a jar, and then
Matchbox first.
Yeah.
Matchbox first, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Is it a Green Hornet matchbox?
I think so. It's some
yeah.
cool little thingy, isn't it? It's got a little reference on it.
was it so initially it just replicated the noise of her phone, that's right, isn't it? The little, was that right?
The Twitter
That's what I
noise.
thought it was. That was a terrible whistle, but still. That's what I thought the noise it was making initially was. It was replicating the noise of her phone, like when it went off.
Yeah, because it's a mimic, isn't it? That's what you learn as the film goes on. It's a creepy little freaky speaker talker.
Yeah.
Creepy, freaky speaker talker kind
Yeah.
of guy.
And she kind of engineers where she does a little feeding whistle and the spider,
Oh
space
yeah.
alien, replicates it just before she's going to feed it.
You want a bit
Bugs
of dinner?
she's
You want a bit of
catching.
dinner? Sing for your supper. And it like kills a bloody and it kills like a cockroach, doesn't it? Like 10 times bigger than it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chows down on that.
yeah. And there's
She's feeding it in the jar,
in the
and
lid.
this is where we also build up on more of the things. So at this point, and don't need to go through it in every detail, we've seen Ethan working as the handyman, meeting the lady that has no family, the upstairs neighbor. And then I think the point that's symbolic at this point is we see that Charlotte and Ethan actually have a pretty good relationship, and it's probably a little bit more stable than hers and the mom, because her mom does classic mom stuff. Can't be sitting in your room the whole time. Get outside. Love it. Even though there's a deadly snowstorm outside.
Get
Can't be staying in
outside.
your room anytime. Come and sit in the common areas and be miserable. So she gets on her and wants to look after the baby all the time while she's working from home and taking business calls. So she does have a few nice moments with Ethan, and it's clear that she's been helping him with this
The mum
comic, and she
says
goes and does artwork with him.
she
Makes
says,
changes.
oh, she worships him because they're like they do the same sort of things. She's dressing like him. Which is nice, but there's still that point of contention, which is the fact that
He isn't her dad.
She's basing the characters from the comic book on her actual dad. Right?
Yeah.
Awkward.
And we have a little bit of an awkward confrontation, I think, where we get to a bedtime where she comes and she makes some suggestions for the drawing. And he implements them and he does them. He goes, "Oh, that's really, really good." And then as soon as she's gone, it's like a kid putting the Christmas tree up, and their parents go, "Fucking hell, do this properly, shall we? Put the decorations on how I like them."
Have you seen the state of this?
And then when she's getting tucked into bed, she goes, quick question, ambushes him, absolutely stitches him up like a kipper, she does.
Good that he was honest, though.
Yeah,
Good
he
that
goes,
he was
yeah,
honest.
I did delete them. Says, "Oh, yeah, maybe don't pretend you like my ideas if you actually don't." And he's like, I think he actually does turn around and is like, "Get out!"
It was just a small suggestion, and it just happened. He just preferred it the other way.
I mean, it was a shit suggestion. Who sees your eyes through your sunglasses? Ridiculous.
Yeah, come on.
And
That's
he's like, he's in highlighting environments. So even if they're not sunglasses, they'd be reflective. I say the eyes were a bad call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's still my thing now. Whenever I'm trying on a pair of sunglasses, if I can see my eyes through them, no,
Yeah,
cancelled.
exactly. You don't want people seeing where you're looking at the beach.
Yeah. Big fan of a polarized
Wandering
lens.
eyes, Kiah Turner.
Ends up doing Batman detective vision every time I put them on. It's like, all the metal things glow.
Vision.
Yeah, so there's that little contention between them, and the parents, I think, have the mom and Ethan. Step parents are parents, everybody. I didn't mean to suggest otherwise. They're having a contention where they have that conversation. Are you going to tell them that at some point their dad has come back and just he isn't bothering to come and visit them? And I think there's always a mistrust. Having had one father figure leave, there is a contention. They don't want to get too reliant on him in case he also chooses to leave.
Yeah, because there's even a weird thing where the aunt says to him what do you does she just say men, or does she say men like you? I can't remember.
She says men like you, because when he's losing his rag at the heater, he goes, basically,
it gets tough.
Yeah, you get fucked
leg
off.
it.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna give you a little push.
Yeah. To be fair, I rated that. I was like, cool, great one.
Yeah. It is nice that she's just a baddie, right? She isn't just like, oh, this aunt is horrible. Yeah. No, she just doesn't take any nonsense and has seen maybe the wobble in him and is like, rather than being like, okay, I will try and bring you in, she's like, I don't trust you completely, so I'm fucking you off.
Well, I mean, you take a look at their family unit, right? It's an aunt, a grandmother, a mother, and a daughter, and then Liam is Ethan's son, that he's had in their family. But like the only two men of the family are kind of like related to Ethan and have come in recent years. So it's like that's a unit of women that are trying to look after themselves and protect themselves. I feel like the aunt's reaction and her attitude was not, it wasn't nice, but she doesn't need to be nice. She's seen it all. Like there's nobody that's
Yes.
lasted out with any of them.
Yeah.
So she's obviously seen it happen with the dad of Charlotte as well, and she's probably just being defensive, protecting her own in a way.
So after Sting has slurped up a few bugs, we learn that Sting is able to get out of the little jar that it's being kept in.
How's he doing that then? He like that. Do you remember that octopus that was like getting out of the tank,
Getting
and,
crabs
like,
out of the jars, open
crawling
them up.
over, getting crabs out of the jar?
Isn't Sting a she? Isn't Sting a she?
Is Sting a she?
I thought
Oh yeah, I
she
guess so.
was a she.
Doing eggs
Yeah, I
and
think
stuff.
Charlotte describes it as a she.
Yeah, and the ending would also suggest she.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, we
Divine
shouldn't
female
assume any
energy.
spiders' genders. We should probably go non-binary for the spider.
I think the spider's a she. It's like Jurassic Park, where all of the dinosaurs are ladies. You know what I mean?
Just
It's
go
that.
around lifting up all the dinosaur skirts.
Yeah. Whoa! All right, Andy at the beach. It's
That's a direct quote from Jurassic Park. Don't you dare! All right, Andy at the beach. I'm keeping that for now on. God, Andy at the beach, or what?
Oh, but
I'll have you know that for skin as fair as mine, my job at the beach is hiding in the shadowiest spot I can find.
Reading my lovely newspaper with holes cut out of it there.
Whoa, Ben! I would rather own to ogling people on the beach than reading a fucking newspaper in this day and age.
He's got his sunglasses on and he's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, I think it's also important that the spider's a woman though, because again, it's got the female family unit. We've got the spider that's kind of like her pet. It's part of that female troop they've got going on. Even though, and it kind of offers the opposite energy of what's been going on, where they're supporting each other. That spider's undermining it, and then you've got the whole film theories about like monstrous feminine rage and the monstrous feminine in general. Like the spider fits into that massively. So. I just thought we should point out that it's a lady.
Correct. Very good then. In that case,
did you say divine feminine
completely
energy
corrected.
before?
Divine feminine energy, yeah, and then the monstrous feminine, so divine monstrous feminine energy. There we go.
Also spider
Be
and
the tagline
alien
for this film.
Yeah.
Sting is a woman for all seasons. She's got it all.
Yeah, she knows
the
what's
quadruple threat.
up.
Divine, monstrous, spider, space alien.
Yes, that's all that you need, isn't it? Well, the xenomorph in Aliens is a woman as well, isn't it? And then that's where we play with gender as well. So, anyway, off the gender track and back to bug eating, what all women like to do.
And then Sting, she gets out of the pot. She can do that. She can get out of the jar, gets into the thing. The first thing she thinks, right, I'm sick of bugs. You know what I fancy? Parrot.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely parrot. Lovely
Chomp,
bit
chomp.
of parrot. Delicious.
And
That
we hear
makes
the
a proper
auntie screaming in the
example of the
morning,
parrot though, right?
and Parrot's been all skinned. Apparently, you know what Sting does like eating? Feathers. Delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious
Do you
parrot.
think a parrot wing would taste like a chicken wing?
Imagine parrots taste fruity because of all the colours.
Ooh, lovely strawberry and melon flavour.
Yeah,
Parrot
the
wing.
texture
question.
of the texture of chicken, the flavour of Skittles. Taste the rainbow.
Delicious.
Gentle no. Oh, my chair's creaking. Sorry, I'm wriggling around. That's how uncomfortable that's making me. Skittle wing.
How do you feel about parrots like talking? Do you find it freaky? Bit freaky?
Nah, I fucking love it,
I
man.
like
Love it.
Yeah, you go to a parrot, be like, "Yo, what's up?" And it goes, "Parrot." Like, that's it. That's so cool.
Yeah,
You do a very convincing parrot voice. That's very good.
That was my real voice. I'm actually a parrot doing an impression of a human the whole time. That's why I love parrots so much.
What if parrots like grass you up there? That's what I was worried about. What if you're in a house committing some
Oh.
sort of criminal act and then the parrot just grasses you up to the next person who comes in?
Thing is, parrots only repeat, so you shouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah.
What if you want to? What if you're doing a dirty deal on the phone?
That's
And
on
then
you. That's a choice like having a baby, like bragging in
it.
front of your parrot.
bragging in
That
front.
that is a plot thing though, isn't it? Like it's happened before where someone says something in front of a parrot and then it says something
Yeah.
spooky and they're like, oh. In The Watched, actually, when you get to watch that, there's some very good parrot lines. A parrot is a central part of the story.
Is
And it
it?
has one sick line that it says that you guys will pop for. It's so good.
Anticipation has
Yeah.
gone up by several percent.
Yeah.
Parrot content.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm hyped. 10
So
times more hyped
this
now.
parrot isn't hyped. It's the opposite. He's bummed out. He's
Yeah.
been eaten.
I
Yeah.
like how it's kind of splayed on the cage as if it's tried to like claw or bite its way out.
Yeah.
But the anatomy, I don't know, the anatomy just looks wrong because it's just like pressed against it. It's like that. I feel like a parrot wouldn't just splat itself on the cage. It would
Parrot
try
is
and
a
like
bit
work its way
silly, yeah.
through.
Full on spatchcocked by
Yeah.
this sting.
The ant sees it and screams, and then that alerts pretty much everybody in the building, and then everybody hears her blood-curdling scream.
My blood was
And-
curdled.
Got very American with that, Ben. All this talk of boat, he called her an ant then.
Oh, it's an ant.
An
I
ant.
like her eyeliner. Very
Yeah.
nice.
It's very strong.
iconic.
It's
Incredibly
very the judge on Glow Up, if you guys know that.
No.
Do not
Okay.
know. Well, as soon as
Unfortunately
a judge, Judge Rinder? No.
Judge Rinder with his bloody eyeliner on.
This sparkly German art eyeliner.
Judge Judy. Judge Dredd. Oh, right, sorry. Carry on.
It's none of those. Anyway, yeah, so
I think we
she's
got through all the best judges there.
top 3.
Yeah.
Easy.
Top 3 judges.
So, we think, oh, what's worse? The parrot's dead. They call the exterminator, and so Frank the exterminator, who is, I feel he is in there a bit like the John Goodman character in Arachnophobia. You need a strong character performance in this one, and he comes
I don't know,
in.
right?
He's effing and jeffing.
Effing and Jeffin. I kind of his place in the plot was a lot different in my head after watching the trailer. I rewatched the trailer fairly recently, and the first thing I can say is it shows everything. And I obviously didn't realize it shows everything, but it's a really, really good trailer as well. Because I'm not gonna throw Sting under the bus. That would be very mean. But I feel like it's a better trailer than it is a film because there are so many things in the trailer. I was like, oh shit, I can't wait to see that. And especially this character. I thought this character's going to be front and center. And there's even like kind of like a final act that we get in this film where this guy is very prevalent in it. Do you know how this happens a lot in films as well, where you feel like one character is going to be the make or break between things, and then that person's role in the film is either much smaller than you realized or completely pointless, where you're just like, oh, right, okay, so they're dead as well.
You're right. The trailer positions Frank as maybe he's going to be like a co-lead to Charlotte, and they're going to kind of be solving it together.
I kind of felt that. And it was kind of disappointing that he wasn't, because I feel like, especially after the cold open where we think he's dead, and then it turns out he isn't. It's like, oh, it should have had much more impact when he returned. Like we thought he was dead, and oh my god, he's back.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's dead again. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hate it when films do that. It's just pointless. What's the point?
Well, him coming back, it established Charlotte more than it did him. He like the only thing that he did really was say spiders are evil and you shouldn't have them as a pet because they're not nice. And that was it. I would have liked a bit more from him. I thought he was a great actor.
Oh yeah, he was great. A bit of connection between Charlotte and Sting, where maybe there was a bit of recognition of something at some point as well. It seemed like when Sting went into movie monster mode, that was kind of it.
She replaces him with a dog. Replaces Sting with a dog real quick, right there.
Yeah.
Like Sting disappears from that thing. She gets into the vents, and then the little dog comes down. It's like, oh well, got a dog now, I guess.
Yeah.
Got a little dog. We need a little
Neighbour's
dog.
dead. Got a dog. And that's, I'm not mistaken, right? Am I? So the parrot goes, the exterminator comes, mean auntie basically stitches him up on the bill. Who basically says, I will pay half of what your invoice is. I mean, revelation, I didn't know you could do that. Because
I don't think you can.
he sort of accepts it though, because he was like,
I'll pay you.
She's like, that's bullshit, mate. I'll pay you half. I'm gonna do that next time I go
And
put my car in for MOT or anything like that.
has a little dig at Ethan as well, so it should be you doing this actually, but you're useless.
I mean, if he were my handyman, I would also call him useless. I feel like it's quite bad that I resonate most with this horrible aunt in this film, but I'm just rolling with
Harsh
it
but
now.
fair.
Yeah.
Got to resonate with someone, you know.
Oh, me and the trunch ball.
Besties.
Trunchbull.
So, listen,
Yeah, the
unqualified
chokey.
handyman, if you could just wang a load of chemicals into our air vents, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Come on, pay your rent.
Kill it. Is not long after this when Charlotte takes Sting to what's his face? Brian
Well,
downstairs.
we have the death first, our human death.
First,
oh
the
yeah,
neighbor.
Mm.
She's having some frozen margaritas at the thing, and then
straight out
again, straight out the blender.
Straight out the blender, that's it.
And it is like she is a woman who has, like I say, maybe I missed the detail. I looked away having some popcorn or something, but I think it's fully established what happened to her family, but she's on her own, right? Like, and she
the only bit you get that I remember is the guy's like, whoa, family problems, and then you see like this shot that pans towards the back where like it's a picture of her with all her family, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, and she's like, value what you have, I'm gonna have a drink, and that was kind of the vibe of it.
So she's at home and she just has her dog with her, but the dog's barking, and because she's quite drunk, she puts the dog out, thinking, oh, he just wants out, so she puts the dog out, and then. And this is a creepy bit, right? We get like a good bit where like she's opening the cabinet and the Sting is still, she's really tiny still at this point, right? It is like a tiny little spider. I mean, big for a spider for you and I, but not a big monster. She's standing next to the pills when she opens the kitchen cabinet, and she gets a drink, and then she's drinking from it, and then we see the spider crawl up over the thing. That's really effective. I think props to that. I think, because we've all been there, right? When you've been moving something, you're in the shed, you got to get something out, but like you got to get the deck chairs out. It's the start of summer, we can relate. And then a spider crawls on you, and you have to react, and you look at it because like,
yeah, seeing it go from like her back to her front or vice versa as well, like watching it scribble around all over her, I was like, oh my god, because that's exactly what you imagine, isn't it? That happens when you're not looking. The spiders are just everywhere crawling up over you whilst you're unaware. So I do think that was great. I thought her whole death sequence was gnarly in a really good way. I was like, oh, we're getting serious, this is the type of deaths we're having, let's go. Like I thought it was nasty.
And she gets kind of final destinationed by Sting, right? Because I think when the police initially pick her up, no one says, oh, you're chockers with spider, you've been eaten by a spider, if that's what's happened here. Because she gets bitten, starts to get ill, and she's swelling up from there, and then she falls backwards from a bite and bangs her head on, like, is it the bathtub or like a sink that she and then the spider crawls like onto her throat, and it's a gnarly, horrible death, right?
Oh, there's a okay, I'm calling a tangent here. There's a great like a story on No Sleep that I read on Reddit, No Sleep, by IIA, which is an old account that used to post all the time, and it stands for Infesting Insects Account or something like that. And there was this great story about someone that was in a full body cast, paralyzed, and couldn't, like, they had a carer that came in and they left their phone just out of reach. So they were just like paralyzed, and they knew they couldn't get up or do anything for the night. So they were lying there. And as they lie there and the carer's just gone, a massive spider crawls, like a massive venomous spider crawls up their cast and comes and like sits on their face, and just the description of it's horrible until it eventually goes down the body cast and like starts like chewing and biting because it's like stuck in the cast with him. And it's just like the way it was described was rancid, and it really reminded me of that when this happened. I was like, this person is an IIA fan that has made this film eye us back in the house, because it was rank. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
Goes in the mouth and then like coming through the neck. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
Oh. This is when your mom thought, Ben, bit gory.
Oh, this is good, but it's a bit gory, Ben. Which is what she'd say. Then, so is it after that Charlotte takes the spider to?
Yeah, I think we
visit?
see the professor, like the guy, once, because when Frank the Exterminator is there, we understand that this is
Oh
a guy
yeah.
that lives there and he has his fish tank and he's researching them
Mm.
for his thesis. And then we hear, oh, watch out for this guy. And at this point, Charlotte's realized that Sting's getting a bit big, and what she wants is a big tank
Yeah.
to keep Sting in. So, despite the fact that Daddy Ethan says, "Nah, don't go and see that weird
Excuse
man,"
me, Daddy, Ethan.
Daddy, Ethan.
There's no comma there, Andy. When you're saying it, there's zero comma there.
I talk pretty fast, Ben. That comma, like imperceptible to the regular human ear, but it's there.
I see. Okay.
And if the transcript doesn't pick that up, that's another blow against you, AI. So fuck, comma you. But so she pops down and sees him, despite Ethan's said, "Oh, leave this fellow alone," because he's, and like you say, Ash, like he's not that weird. He's just a quiet man.
Yeah. But he has no family and he's living on his own. So obviously,
AKA
a freak.
weird.
Yeah.
But he's very nice, in fact, and he says, and like I love this. He does a little bit of Professor Exposition. And he's like, I'm telling you now, like getting up, making sure they're not getting any tweets. To be honest, he's going, can't be a spider. It's definitely not a spider, because spiders, when she does the whistling trick and shows Charlotte feeding Sting, he goes, spiders can't do that. They can't make those sounds. So what you have here.
Oh, maybe the camel spider can't make a sound then? I just realised Brian maybe taught us a home truth about spiders not being able to vocalise because they don't have vocal cords. So what is the camel spider sound? Sorry, just really drawn back to that conversation.
Little hairs rubbing together.
It could be like grasshoppers. Please continue, Andy. Sorry.
Yeah. So he gives them she gives the feedback, says, look, because she comes and says, oh, can I buy one of your tanks off you? I have $63 or what have you. And he goes, I will give you one of my tanks, but you have to let me, slight bit of film contrivance. I have to move this spider to this tank and I have to be on my own to do it. There is no way any witnesses can be here just in case anything goes wrong.
Well, he was lying, right? He was lying. He was just like, I want some alone time with the spider.
Yeah, I'm going to research this spider for myself and then grass you up to your dad. Yeah, so he says he'd like to help transfer the spider and look after it. And then the first thing he does is go and see Ethan and say, your daughter just came down to see me. She's been keeping a spider. It's really dangerous. You should probably phone the police about this spider or the public health board because it could be very dangerous. And Sting gets taken away. He's given it to the science man.
I have the camel spider answer.
Oh, you have got it. Wonderful. What's the answer?
Apparently, they click their mouth parts to make a buzzing sound. It says the sound is made during stridulation, where they rub certain body parts together. This is exactly how crickets make their chirping noise.
Oh.
So yeah.
Stingulation?
Something like that. Stingulation. So
stingulation.
Something's going on like that.
Nice.
And I guess that's what they say. They can make noise, but they just haven't got voices. They can't do a cheeky little whistle.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair, Sting. That's fair.
We'll give you that.
We'll give you that one.
You're our scienceman, Ben. Thank you for that.
Scienceman. That's what they call me.
And you're not a weirdo because you don't live on your own, so you're all right.
Well.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, you'll be all right. The morals of this film would have you a pillar of the community. No dads would be saying, stay away from him, all right? He's weird.
He's weird. If I have to be destroyed by divine female energy, I will offer myself up as, what was it they say in Hunger Games?
As tribute.
As tribute!
And you could do the little Mockingjay whistle and Sting would be able to do it back.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That would be nice. Before it covers me in green gunk.
Yeah, before you get venomed. So, yeah, the science guy has it. I guess the point here is that we have a big row. Charlotte's really upset that even though she's got a dog now, which is some solace, Sting has been taken away from her, and she's also annoyed that she's read the comic and thrown it out of the window that Ethan was writing, because he's basically taken out all of the things that she said made it good, which he was sensitive to because they were all based on her dad. And it is this loss of her father and so on, and struggling with where he fits into the family. And in this row, they get a proper EastEnders. If those drums could have come in here, this was like, "You ain't my dad," or whatever. Yes, I am. Because he says, "Oh, my dad, my dad's much better than you, Ethan, you piece of shit." And he goes, "How come your dad doesn't eat?" He loses his regs. "How come your dad doesn't even visit then?" He goes, he's in Thailand, dickhead. He can't come and visit." And he goes, "Actually, he's not. He lives just over the road, 20 minutes walk away."
Brutal.
So he doesn't come over there because he thinks you're rubbish. And then she's very upset.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, exactly.
Your dad lives 5 minutes down the road. He can't be bothered
Yeah.
to even send you a text.
EastEnders revelation, best way. Escalation is the way in any argument. It's like if someone's
And
getting in
even-
a fight with you, just break out. "I'm your dad." "What?" Very confused.
Yeah.
Chance to sucker punch and run away.
Oh,
Even the mum like tells him off for that. Says that's too far.
that's cold. Yeah.
That's cold as balls.
No, I like that we saw the other side to this kind of argument where it's like, "You're not my dad," and his version is, "I am your dad." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really liked seeing kind of his experience of this kind of family difficulty instead. And like, yes, we get Charlotte's kind of difficulty in coming to terms with having a parent that isn't interested in her and kind of a stepdad relationship. But seeing how he slots into a pre-established family that could like up and leave him if they want to, and they threaten to, they say they're going to at one point as well, and his kind of clinging to that. I thought that was kind of a unique perspective that we don't often get when it comes to these family pictures. It's it was interesting. It was good. I liked seeing that in more detail than
I agree. I quite like this. I know it might not be for everyone, but I think some of the family dynamics we get in this one, a lot of creature features wouldn't have this in. It might be they have an awkward relationship, and I think we've seen it plenty of times where the step parent is not accepted by the parent, but actually she doesn't fully accept him. But it's not that they don't like each other. She does like him. She likes him a lot, but there's that insecurity there. And I think a lot of this film is based on Ethan's insecurities. He's uncomfortable that Charlotte is still calling him Daddy, Ethan, rather than just one or the other or both together. He feels insecure in that he is clearly the lower earner of the family. His wife is quite successful, her job is quite stable, and he finds himself being replaced on the book that he's just got taken off because he simply can't produce the work fast enough. So they've had to go with another artist to get the book published. The aunt doesn't like him and is, when he's struggling to get the heater fixed, says basically, "Finish out this month and then you're done. I don't need you to do this job anymore." And I think, it continues to escalate right until when Sting breaks out, because while these things are escalating here, we see down in that weird, horrible scienceman's room, aka completely normal man, Sting breaks out of the cage, smashes out of the tank, and then
okay, this is where we have to say maybe he was a freak, because he was giving her loads of bugs going, "Eat, feed, grow bigger." So,
and he wanted to keep hold of her while basically telling Charlotte, "Oh, I'll transfer it to like the correct kind of tank."
Yeah.
So leave him. What was he gonna do?
I don't know, but his whole vibe was like, he just kept. That
Super villain.
really popped me in the cinema when he was going, "Eat, grow." I was like,
He's a
Ryan, I was
feeder.
on your side until this point. Like, you don't need to say it as you're giving her bugs. Just be normal. And then
just
Sting
silently feed your spider.
But I really liked your points you were making about Ethan as well. I feel like it's kind of this sense of emasculation that happens to him. It's kind of like men's mental health kind of the movie with Ethan struggling through all these things and trying to find his place. And I think has a very healthy approach to not trampling over anyone to get to where he needs to be, and like, you know, losing control and it turning to violence, even though it's not directed at anyone, and then the women's reaction being like, we ain't having that, let's go. I thought all of it was very well handled and very interestingly delved into from a family dynamic. I agree with you. I feel like it was maybe too well handled for a creature feature. I was like, whoa, we're getting mature here. Like,
Yeah,
this is
like
interesting.
a family drama. You could take the spider out of this, and if there was no spider in this and it was just the family dynamic, you would still have a film. You've just injected a spider. You know, you've just injected a spider into this to amp up our tension and give us some horror. And you're right, Ash, like that moment when the weather's on the blink, the Wi-Fi's playing up, and the TV signal is failing. He loses his temper when he gets an electric shock. First of two he's going to get in this film, and he punches the telly and breaks it. And obviously, that kind of violent outburst isn't directed towards any of the people, and it doesn't paint him as a villainous character all of a sudden. But he's a flawed character, and you know, the mom pulls him aside, sends Charlotte and the baby out. She has got headphones on, which is going to be a problem in a minute.
Because he says something like, I'm losing it, and she says, no, you're losing us.
Oh, mic drop.
Yeah. One small note to Ethan there. He could just say, I'm actually really upset because your aunt has canned me from my fucking job. And I got thrown off that book. I'm really worried financially. Speak up then, Ethan in particular.
Oh, man.
Actually share your problems.
I watched this with my boyfriend Sam, like we went together, and he afterwards he was like, I can't believe they all turned on him. He just had like one thing where he just punched the telly, and like it wasn't at anyone. He's obviously going through loads of stuff. And I was like, yeah, but you got to remember, nobody else has seen all this bullshit. Like, it's literally just if you were that mother and that, like, with a child that you're trying to protect, two children that you're trying to protect in that moment, and the first thing you see of everything is him absolutely wailing on the TV, you'd be out of there, like, rightly. And he doesn't talk about it, he doesn't figure it out. And then that's also a great comment on kind of like, you know, masculinity and what it means in these sort of settings as well.
Ethan's best chance would have been to play it off at that point. You know, obviously he punched the telly, he's embarrassing. Bloody hell, that was an electric shock and a half. My hand thrashed wildly.
He should have just gone, oh, I thought that would fix it.
It worked for the Fonz. Just smack it. Hey, oh, no. Oh. Accidentally bust all my LCDs up on that one. So during that piece, I guess this gives us things. So we've had the scienceman's been got by the spider downstairs. The aunt, her cat has been taken into the vents, and then she gets stolen off as well. And this is all escalating. We're seeing this happen as this relationship and this tension builds up. And now, while Charlotte is next door, she's very well trained to avoid adult arguments. She leaves, puts her headphones on, which unfortunately does mean the quality of that noise cancellation means she misses both Ethan and her mom getting slurped off by Sting.
Slurped off.
What happens?
Oh,
slurped off. Yeah, because that sounds. We discussed this recently, and Andy. Slurped off is the most. It makes more sense, right?
Yeah.
How else would you describe it?
Well, if the string of Sting, the web comes out the ass. So if anything, they're getting assed off.
Assed off.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, so I've just been assed off. Actually, it's not a good time.
You know, she's
off. Slurped off.
I've been absolutely bum-stringed off the screen.
Yeah.
Bum-stringed. The act of slurping is what's happening to you. Forget the source of the slurpee. No, you're the slurpee. Forget the source of the slurper. Doesn't matter what's going on there. You're the one getting slurped off.
It's true. It's true that, as the slurpee, you are being slurped. But slurp suggests the mouth, where this is pure bum. I was trying to think of another word.
We are 100% clipping that last at least.
That could just be a video react. Like, that's 100% bum.
Slurping suggests the mouth, but this is 100% the bum. 100% bum. Nothing more, nothing less.
To be fair,
Oh,
Ben, I think we
cheek.
can clip this out. All of our subscriber counts are going through the roof.
Well, I tell you who else's subscriber counts are going up. Stings in the vents.
Yeah.
They're not
So many people
subscribing
in
though.
there.
They're just they're bot
They're
accounts. They've been forced
subscribing
into it.
to being stuck to
Yeah.
the walls of the vents with horrible green slime. Why has he got horrible green slime? Is that like an alien thing? Is that what we're thinking?
Maybe, probably,
Yeah.
yeah. They are.
Yeah,
It
I
is
have seen
alien
some
business.
some comparisons to this and Alien and like Aliens
Yeah,
in a way. Um,
it's very
um,
alien referential throughout for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah, even like soundtrack wise towards the end, you know, like those metallic clangs you get in the action bits in Aliens.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that as well. So
Charlotte doesn't see them go at all, right? She only notices when the dog and the baby get got later.
Yeah, she's just like, woo! I thought that
Oh,
was a great scene, though. I was like, she do be in her zone, like that. It was totally unforeseeable for her. And then it all happens around her as well. She's like, oh no, my giant spider has been fed and grown to a point where it's stolen my whole family, and then
Yeah.
just sees Ethan. Like she's literally walking around the living
Yeah,
room,
she
and
is.
Ethan's going,
Yeah,
oh,
she's like Mr. Bean missing him though. She's like, who's in the fridge? I'm just gonna get the dog some food. And he's like, and then he gets gone. And then like his arms just disappeared down the vent as she goes to look at it. And he goes, oh well.
Can you ever shut off from the world like that? Though, get right in the zone because I always feel a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's not FOMO, but I always feel like something's going to happen if I'm completely locked out of the world.
well, yeah, your whole family will get got by a giant alien spider. That's
Exactly.
what'll happen.
This is why I really don't play
the-
that much PSVR, to be
I've
honest.
been playing
Yeah.
PSVR for the first time this last like week or so. Weird. It is very weird just suddenly being completely in there locked
You worry,
in.
won't you? You'll be playing a lovely bit of Tetris Effect, and then a bully's going to come and just like pants you.
Oh, that was my job. Well, it wasn't my job. It was what I took as my job when we would do PSVR in the PlayStation office. But in PSVR 2, if you have, do you have PSVR 2?
Only one. They didn't support too well enough for me.
Oh, I was gonna say if you have 2, then there's a see room button. So I was
Yeah.
pressing it all the time because I was like, someone's gonna sneak up on me because I'd go in and like touch people when they were least expecting it.
Yeah,
On the shoulder, not like perversely.
You weren't slurping them off
It
out
was
the
on
I
the
room.
wasn't like I
shoulder,
wasn't
honest.
Sting. I wasn't Andy at the beach.
It was on the shoulder, Judge Rinder. I promise you, it was only on the shoulder.
Now, come on, Ben. Be serious. Judge Rinder only prosecutes civil cases. He wouldn't.
Oh yeah, hold on.
He's not a
silly
crown
me.
court judge.
Silly
Come on.
me.
We have a laugh around here.
The
but...
see room button is horrible because it's all grainy and weird, and even if the room's dark, like you can see.
I want a found footage film done with a
Yeah.
PSVR 2 see room, like someone that gets screwed into a headset, like the Outlast trials, and they have to go through with a PSVR.
You can only
headset
go
on.
6. It can only be like within the 6 feet though. You can only move
Yeah.
away from.
Because
the...
you try and read, like you can't read texts with it. So like if you have something that you're trying to read on your phone, it's too small.
You can't read
tried.
text with it. Well,
No, it's
the
too
screen
blurry.
like flickers. I
Yeah.
tried to do that. Like, let's go.
So you'd be trying to ring the police, be like, ah, that's my short film.
I'm
Get
not
Janine
bad as a
Pipe
short
on
film.
it. Get her on it.
Right, if you're listening, Janine, give Ash a call. Let's get this made.
Ash, did you play Resident Evil 4 on VR?
Yes, I did play it on VR, not all the way through, but I had a go at it. Yeah.
I mean, I've only done the actual village bit.
Yeah. That's the best bit though.
Why have you've literally got to eject magazine, pick up new magazine, put in gun, pull. No,
There's a lot to it, isn't there?
Maybe the enemies are a bit slower to accompany. No, absolutely not.
No, it is rough.
Chainsaw guy cutting your head off.
But doing it with a knife, that's the joy of it. You just stab everyone in the neck and then like par them all off with the dodges. Doing that scene with a knife in PSVR, chef's kiss.
Okay, well,
So you'll be good at this.
I'll go back to it, and then we'll go to Resident Evil Village as well.
Yeah.
And get some nice first-person action with Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah.
Divine female energy.
She is divine female energy.
You'll be going around.
Oh no, her long stabby fingers.
You'll be like, oh, I've tripped. Oh no.
Oh, I fell over. Oh, I fell over again. Right, where are we? So yeah, parents get slurped off.
Parents get slurped off. Charlotte is looking around, and then she hears, I think it's the dog, the little dog barking that reveals that it's gone. And then while she's checking up on the dog, all of the vents are open this. But so while she's checking up on the dog having been stolen, the baby gets nicked. Little baby Liam.
Mm.
Popular
Yes.
character, baby Liam.
Gorgeous shot though. Oh, the spider coming down from the ceiling and just going on all the edges of the crib, and then she turns
Yeah.
around and it's gone. I was like, ooh, cinematography, eh? Love
There's
it.
some good cinematography in this film. Again, a
Yeah.
nice thing to show. Like, I like the puppet work in this when we get the big spider. I like I like a lot of the setup in this, and your background, Ash, as well. Like, just the shadows. The shadow work in this is phenomenal.
Yes, light and dark, and it's just gorgeous. I do think it's very well created. Like the musty basement and the shiny vents. I don't know, just everything's very textural and nice as well.
Yeah. So Charlotte basically, like, Sting runs at her, but she's able to, like, block the way with
Oh yeah.
with just some stuff, some furniture. Puts an antique armoire against the vent for a minute. And then she is aware, we established it early on, that Sting has one weakness: hates mothballs. Can't stand them.
Yeah,
Lifts the grandmother and goes, "Don't take this off because you fucking stink."
I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention properly. I didn't understand how she knew. Oh wait, no, I do. I remember now. It was she put a mothball on the jar for some reason.
Yeah.
I thought it was a mint at the time though.
It does
And
look like
I-
a
and-
mint. It looks
and
like a
then
smint.
Yeah, it's like a big round. Like I was like, oh, it could be a Fox's, it could be a Smint, it could
Lovely
be
gobstopper.
an
It definitely
engorged
wasn't a
Tic
glacier
Tac.
mint. It was not.
But I remember thinking, oh, that's weird. Why is she putting a mint? Is she trying to give him a mint? And he's like, oh, no thanks.
No thanks, you lemon bonbons. Get them out of here.
And then I clocked afterwards. I was like, oh, there were mothballs. Why was she putting mothballs on the thing?
Are mothballs a thing that still exists in any of your houses today? You got some
No.
mothballs kicking about?
Where would they be? Just in the wardrobe, just with my
Yeah.
Wherever you don't want
grandmother's
moths to be.
guardians.
I don't know.
No.
Ben's got just a cupboard full of moths. He's like, where would I put my mothballs? In the moth.
Whoa!
They wouldn't like that at all.
I am the moth whisperer as well.
Yeah.
Why has she got access to a load of mothballs? Why are they like a product?
I think the Nan, I feel like mothballs are a Nan product, right? Like,
Mhm.
your Nan's got mothballs.
Whoa, Paul.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Need him to keep stings at your house. That's what you need.
It's true.
it does make it into
Especially you
ammo.
ain't got time for that when you're a Nan. So
Keep them at your house.
early on, it's like putting conkers to keep the spiders out. Actual mothballs, that'll sort it. Early on, the grandma has made Charlotte a cardie, and it stinks of mothballs because she's kept it in there, as Nans do. Stop moths eating all your clothes in the drawer. So that's how she ends up with those mothballs, and then she decides to make them into.
She makes them into ammo. She like crafts ammo using mothballs and water.
Yeah.
Combine into super soaker milky mothball water.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is handy, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is. She was very smart, very fast with it. I did like how there was no messing around. She was like, I'm a badass, let's go. Like, I'm gonna rescue my family.
Manages to pop and tell her Nan, like, be careful, will you?
Watch out.
Yeah.
I did like the Nan. She kept telling people to shush when she was watching TV. She said did this thing. Well, what are you watching? And she just pointed at the TV, which is a
just
Nan
watching
thing
lots
to
of
do.
royalty-free films.
Watching this royalty-free films. I love these royalty films. They're great, amazing.
Are you watching Ocean's 11? Fucking no. I'm watching something in the public domain. Thank you very much.
They did have a horror film on at the start, didn't that?
Creature in the Black Lagoon, I think.
That was it. Yeah, I was surprised that it wasn't Night of the Living Dead like it usually is.
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead, the film that became copyright free the moment it was released because of a paperwork error. Sorry, George.
How does what happens next? Because how they end up in the basement?
Charlotte goes in. She whacks her head in she chucks her head in the vents. Immediately finds Daddy Comer Ethan and says, "What are you doing in here? Should we reconcile our differences? Yes, please. I will super soak you out of this because the mothball water we quickly establish, as well as Sting not liking it, cuts through their webs like a knife through butter. So he is unwebbed, a little spritz of that, and he's ready to go. They slide down the vent. This is where, sorry, Ash, trigger warning. We see the poor cat all got.
I told you.
Yeah,
I don't know. I told you. I say as you tell me.
you did.
The cat gets
yeah,
got.
the cat gets got, and the cat isn't. Poor cat hasn't survived like most of the family members. Is eaten. It's been sort of semi-parroted, I guess.
Yeah, it's like strung up. It's like it looks like the parrot in that all the limbs are like it looks like it's on a rack or something that it's been like crossed. If I remember rightly, I was like, "What has happened to that cat?" Because I remember seeing it and thinking, "Is that what I think it is?"
The poor cat, yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
And fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on your perspective of which lives you value the most, Sting appears to be eating things in order. It hasn't got a baby and gone, oh, get on that straight
delicious.
away. It's working its way up, like if people separate their jelly babies.
Look, this is who you're wishing to go in the vents. It's
Yeah.
fighting me.
Oh.
Ah!
There we go. What's the little kitten's name?
Gonzo, they're fighting each other massively. I think the door's shut, so they're just battering each other instead of
Oh,
actually
bless
trying to open it.
Gonzo. What's the other one's name?
Ozzy, like Black Sabbath, because he's a black cat.
Very nice.
Very good.
Very, very nice.
Please, sorry for my interruption.
No, always interrupt for animals, please. Yeah, the cat's got, but yeah, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what your perspective is, the Sting, she kind of eats things like you might sort out jelly babies. You're going to go through the ones you don't like first and save up the ones you want until the very end. So luckily for us, or for little baby Liam,
What do you do, Andy?
do you just eat them as they come, Ben?
Yeah, I'm not.
As an adult, I eat them how they come, but as a kid,
Do I eat them as?
I would pour them all out.
I'll eat
I'd be
those
like,
dusty.
right,
I'll eat those
here's how we
dusty
go.
little fellas.
No, I don't eat those dusty ones. I ain't got time for that. A Haribo dust-free jelly baby, please.
Oh,
Haribo don't do jelly babies.
Yeah, they do. Oh, they're jelly men, I think, for copyright reasons.
They're
men.
gold bears. Haribo gold bears.
Ah,
Like
they do a men.
They do a men.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Haribo man.
There's a jelly man you can get.
I don't know. See,
Get on the phone, have a Googles, give it a Googs. Haribo jelly man.
You get a gold mix, right? And a gold mix has rings, it has fried eggs, it has foamy heart things, it has gold bears, and it has cola bottles. Maybe.
So if you were segregating your Haribo Star Mix, what are you going for first? And do you eat your favorite one first, or do you eat your least favorite first and build up?
I pour them all out and organise them into piles.
That's what you do. Ash, you see, Ben, it's not me that's weird. It's you.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah. I'll eat them willy-nilly. Sometimes, listen to this, I won't even look at what sweets going in my mouth. I'll let my tongue do the exploring for me.
All right? Ew, right,
an egg. Yeah. Take ages over it as well, don't you?
What did you say?
Bag of Haribo can last me 8 weeks.
I could tie this jelly worm in a knot using just my tongue.
I tell you what, though, on the topic of disgusting jelly thoughts, the ring is the best one, though. The ring is the best Haribo, and not for perverse reasons. It just tastes the best. You can wear it on the end of your tongue, like you could wear it as an actual ring. I just think they're the best ones.
Yeah, wear them as pretend to be the Mandarin.
What the perverse reasons be? Because you're exploring it with your mouth.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
And then when you want them off your hands, you can bite them. You can bite like the jewel off. And
yeah.
Oh,
I love that because the jewel's a different flavor as well. So you bite it off and you get like diamond flavor, and then you get like strawberry band. Oh.
Yeah. You see, that's what you want to do. Yeah, separating them out. That's what Sting has done basically.
Yeah.
And what she has said is,
oh, that's the point you were making.
Yeah. Sting has basically said, cats, they're cola bottles to me. I want them out the way.
Yeah.
And I don't want them left at the bottom of the bag when I've eaten all the others. For Sting, baby Liam, he's a little jelly heart. She likes the foam on one side and the jelly on the other, so she wants to save him for a bit.
What's the foam? The nappy.
So she's saving human characters.
Yeah.
for that a bit later.
Yeah.
So the
Well,
poor
she
old
meets the gran goes like, because she's in the vent with Ethan, isn't she? The aunt.
Yeah.
Sting has her straight away. She's like, oh, even though you've been in mothball territory, let's have a go. Let's have a go.
Yeah.
It's the
She
eyeliner.
gets-
Can't resist
maybe
it.
she came with the cat though. She got Auntie and cat at the same time, so maybe she thought they were, some way connected. Eat them now, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But she saved everyone else up. Charlotte releases Ethan. They slide down. They slide down into the basement. They slide down into the basement and they finish their reconciliation. But then Exterminator Frank comes rattling down straight after them
Yes.
with this like scarred face. Like this is from the cold open, basically. We've now caught up to where we were at the cold open, right?
We have.
Yeah, so Frank is there, and then I guess this is what Ben was saying earlier. He immediately kind of breaks the illusion that I think we got from the trailers and everything, where it appears like he is going to be like a semi-heroic character that's going to be with them at the beginning by basically immediately fucking up their plans.
Yeah, he starts just going, oh, mothball water's good. Let me pour it all over
Get
myself
it
and
all-
waste it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He gets their mothball juice and he's like covers himself in it.
So selfish. So absolutely selfish.
And
Disgraceful.
then he whips out his nail gun and is shooting it. I mean, you mentioned the alien connections. We get a predator connection as well because it bleeds, therefore we can kill it. The rule of anything.
Sting ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah. Do we think this is incidental, or do you think it shows the intelligence of the creature that the sprinklers go off and start washing up all their mothball juice?
Oh, what triggers the sprinklers?
See, I'm not sure.
Yeah, good.
Is it the electrics? Is it someone wazzing a nail gun about down there?
I think doesn't one of them pull the alarm or something? I can't remember, but
Yeah, possibly.
you know what? I liked that it was immediately, or their like plot armor, as it were, their very physical, literal plot armor is washed away instantly. I was like, what are you going to do now, moth boys? You got nothing. How are we going to fight this giant puppet? I want to see.
You know what Frank's going to do about it? He's going to get his head bitten off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that was the other star taken off by Ben's mom when it was once again a bit gory.
Yeah. And now we've
2
settled on a
strikes.
nice 8, haven't we? So
Yeah. Started at 10. That's how Ben's mom rates him. She starts at 10 and then finds a reason to knock him off. You
that's
don't
like
give
a
her
dance
reason,
competition.
and at
It's like
10.
gymnastics. That's a fair way of doing it.
Exactly. There we go, Mr. Trick. And then is now when we essentially get the final showdown in the
Yeah, so they run into the trash compactor. They find, thankfully, Mom and the mom is visibly just trapped in a cocoon of webs and they unfree her. Liam is basically a ball of wool.
I hated this. I hated that they were just both there in the furnace where they'd gone for their last stand. I was like,
they both just happened to
come
be
on. Yeah, I was like, come on, they're dead. Sorry, say goodbye. This is just a mimic. This is a Sting's mimic. She's now made physical copies. And then no, they were real.
They
and
didn't
they
really
had a
make the
loving...
most of the mimic stuff, did they? There weren't many instances of like Sting.
They used the baby crying. I thought that was good.
Oh, yeah.
The baby, like Liam crying, was what they but Charlotte already knew not to go near it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
Is that baby Liam crying? No.
Yeah.
Just
But
Sting.
I did like that kind of grew as it went on.
Mm.
But yeah, finds mom and baby, and they're like, oh yeah, we've been waiting for you in the designated finale zone.
We just been chilling in a trash compactor. Don't worry about
Not
it.
in the trash compactor, thankfully, just in a really narrow corridor between 2 areas of safe for us, safe where you came from, trash compactor in the middle, just in case you need to crush any baddies in it.
Well, it's like the
There you go.
furnace itself, isn't it, or something? I don't know. It's bad. It's a bad place to hang out.
They're in the bin room. This is a block of flats. They're in the bin room.
Here's a horrible
Yeah.
stinky old bin room, isn't it? Yeah, it's disgusting there.
Like, I don't know why Sting would put them there. This was the thing. I was like, I don't feel like there's a justified reason why she would
Build up all
go.
the vents with other victims.
Yeah, it's like everywhere else is in the vents, and she's like, oh, right, okay, these two can go. Why? Why? Tell me why. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Running out of space. You know how it is. You got stuff coming. It's like, oh, I'm going to keep this. I hadn't thought of this at all. Just got a
Yeah.
barbecue the other day. Don't know where I'm going to put it.
No, you know what? Maybe a larder was full.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's thinking, oh, what I've done there, it's like I've been to Waterstones and I've got more books and I can't fit them on my shelf. So I'm going to have to wait until I've finished these Exterminators before
Yeah.
I can peek this mom and dad anywhere. She is in there. And as you say, a little bit of a cop out that baby Ethan goes from basically being a basketball of string to just a baby again.
Baby Liam. Daddy, comma.
He is his dad. Like Ethan, he hasn't got an option. He doesn't get a comma to put in there.
Little baby Liam.
No, you
Come on.
called him baby Ethan. He was
Baby
Len was
Ethan.
correcting
You
you.
called him baby. Yeah, I'm correcting you, Mandy. All right.
Yeah,
That's
accept it gracefully, please.
You didn't even notice I corrected you.
At least perceive you've been corrected, Andy. Speed up.
How about when you correct someone and then they go, or like by saying what they said, and then they go, no, that's wrong. Excuse me? Correcting you for getting it wrong. Don't come back at me. Disgraceful.
My favourite is when you correct someone and they go, I know. It's like, well, if you knew, you wouldn't be saying it then.
You
Hate
do know
it.
that it's this, right? So who we've got here, we save baby comma Ethan, who for shorthand is called Liam.
Again, then. I
To
thought you were
avoid
doing it again.
confusion, because we don't want to be in a junior situation, they've just given him a different name. Liam is what they call that baby,
Yeah.
which I knew the whole time. They've released him, but unfortunately, the baby was probably safer wrapped in webs because now a spider's coming.
Yeah.
The trash compactor, or as we call it in England, a rubbish smasher, is
Didn't we
is
get a
not
trash?
plugged in.
Did we get a trash compactor finale in the Evil Dead Rise?
It's Terminator
Yeah,
style.
it
That was a mulcher, wasn't it? At the
That-
Evil Dead Rise.
There was like it was like a Fargo moment with a chipper
Big tree
that's
shredder.
right.
that made the rain, the blood rain.
Yeah,
Gotta have a bit of blood rain.
but this isn't a chipper. This is just a squasher.
This is like Star Wars. This is a bit of
Yeah.
I was thinking Star Wars. Yeah.
what's the trash compactor monster called? Like a Dianoga? I think a Dianoga, yeah.
That was called.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You could say anything, Ash. I'd believe you. I just
Oh,
thought it was
yeah.
the bit. I just thought it was the bin monster.
Sorry, do we not all know the niche Star Wars monsters' names here?
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, my Star Wars knowledge peaks at best character in Star Wars, of course, Dexter Jetster, cafe owner, mystery solver.
Jester. I've told you this, Andy. Let's tell Ash. I'll tell you what my dad called Chewbacca once.
No.
So, bear in mind, I hadn't seen my dad for about a week, right? And I
Yeah.
was driving up.
So he's had time to encounter Chewbacca in this time.
Well, but the first thing he said, not even like hello or anything like that. He just leaned in he came up to the car, so I just opened the window and he leaned in and he went, "The actor who played Tobacco has died." I just went,
No.
"What the fuck? Not tobacco."
I was like, tobacco's been fake this whole time.
Not tobacco. And then that was years ago, but literally last week he said there's a new Star Wars thing. I think he's talking about the Acolyte. He went, "There's a Sasquatch in it again."
Oh,
God.
And I
oh
went,
my
"What
god, I
about
love
tobacco?" Yeah.
I
Good old
feel like
Sasquatch.
every time now you've conjured the idea of the Star Wars things. When one of these Star Wars iconic actors very sadly passes away, and the Star Wars fans, there's a picture of all the actors together just after they filmed the first Star Wars film, and I think the fans, I've seen it certainly when the actor that played Tobacco died, and then when Carrie Fisher passed away. They take that picture and they Photoshop to make one more of them appear like a Force ghost.
Yeah.
And as much as it's a fitting tribute, I feel as this progresses, it becomes more and more of a threat to the surviving actors. It's like, you're next, mate. You're going to be the bloody ghost next time.
Ghost. The ghost at the feast. You bastard.
I feel like the completionists among the community always think, can't wait till I can make every single one of you a ghost.
They've got them pre-prepared, haven't they? Like when the
Yeah.
Queen dies, they have the graphics ready.
Yeah.
What, the Force Ghost Queen? Ready to
Yeah.
go.
Anyway, you know who's going to be a
led
Force
off
ghost
into
in
the
a
night
minute?
by
Bloody
Paddington
Sting.
Bear and the Queen. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy.
There's a couple of people left to become Force Ghost, at least one, but who? We'll find out. So Sting is coming in. They sort of martial arts movie this, in that even though I'll give the baby a pass, little baby Liam, because he's a baby, but there are two adults and a capable spider fighting child here that seem to let one person have a go at fighting the spider, and when they become knocked out, then the others can help.
Yeah.
The mom's like, oh, I am holding the baby. So
Just put the baby down for a sec, maybe, love.
he's been in a web a minute. If you put him on the floor in those bin bags, that's no worse for him.
Oh.
Help us not die. Sting is coming through the trash compactor, and she's in a vulnerable the Terminator moment in this compressor. Unfortunately, the compressor is unplugged. Ethan has to thump through a wall, and he's reaching to plug it in. But obviously, it takes a while. You have to stretch for it.
Oh, that is
It's
horrible
true.
though. When you can't see,
Oh,
when you
he's
can't
not trying
see
to
the
put
hole.
trying to put a USB in. They're always
and he
upside down.
hadn't done his lunges beforehand either.
Yeah, he wasn't limber. I mean, he has been spidered up for a bit, so pass. Give him a pass. But he's reaching, trying to get the USB in the right round to fire up the trash compactor. Charlotte eventually comes and puts some card in the way to slow Sting down for a minute.
Put some what in the way?
Just some card. It's not
big
a bit of
Some old
metal.
card that's been
Big
thrown
empty
out.
box of sugar puffs. Sorry.
It's like, read these ingredients, all right. She's holding it up. Oh, any monster! Oh, it's just a picture of monster. I'm not scared of that. Comes through, rips the cardboard up. Just as Daddy Comer Ethan gets to plug it in. Unfortunately, that comes a bit sharp. He gets a nasty shock, gets absolutely electrocuted, and
becomes Daddy Coma Ethan.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Daddy Comer Ethan.
Daddy Coma Ethan.
Yeah, because he does a proper dead fall down. It's not like I'm knocked out, my eyes are closed. He does an eyes open, face on the floor. If Daddy Coma Ethan was a Resident Evil sprite at this point, that red circle of blood would have come out around him.
Yeah,
He's finished. But that's enough that he's plugged it in, so Charlotte is able to press the button. Sting is crushed, and the day is saved.
Crushed to dust.
Oh my God. Can we just have a moment for how good the practical effects are in the film though? Because they are
brilliant.
really, really good. And I think that Sting definitely earns her flower. Oh my God, the cat's stepping on the keyboard. Sorry. Sting definitely earns.
I thought that was a spider then. I thought that was a spider react.
Stinger definitely earns her flowers for being an absolute creepy eight-legged freak by the end of the film, where you see her little snappers up close when she's in the thing, and her horrible legs all long and gangly. She reminds me of the possum puppet a bit in the best way.
Oh, the possum puppet is the most horrible puppet of all.
Yeah. I saw that in real life at the horror show, you know.
Wow.
It's really gross. It's really gross.
I think we've not done an episode on Possum. It's maybe the grubbiest film I've ever seen.
I feel like you guys would like. I feel like you guys just love it, like instinctively. I feel like the pair of you are big Possum fans.
Yeah, I liked Possum.
It's
a
good film. I do.
Made
love
me
the
sad.
grub.
I think of Possum. I think of you guys, the Possum Boys.
Possum Boys. It's the
Yeah.
coolest.
The Possum Twins.
Yeah.
The Possum Fellas. Here they come.
Not even brothers, met in prison. Sting's dead. Daddy Ethan is temporarily dead. And he can only be brought back by a combination of CPR and Charlotte saying a line that she read in the comic earlier about counting to 3 and people coming back to life. And he does get better, thankfully. And what are we left with? Just a family has a hug, and we have
She
like
says,
a little.
she says, "I love you, Dad." That's
That's
the
it.
ending. And then
You-
we pan, and it's like, "Love you, Dad." Oh, what's that? A clutch of spider eggs. Gasp.
It's all the eggs
all
Billy
hatching.
opening up.
And then we get a little bit of, we get a couple of mid-credit scenes. One, pleased to confirm, everybody, the dog's fine. He's just there in the vents going, hey, I'm all right.
I never mind. I was just going to say cruel words, but I shouldn't.
You want cat equality. You could have had, and I don't think it would have made any difference to the film, because you could have still killed the auntie. You could have had the dog and cat together, couldn't you?
You should have. Yeah, what did the dog do to deserve to live? It was annoying. It wasn't even like a Lassie find the child in the well kind of dog. It was just a barker. It just barked. It was a yapper. It was a key yapping dog.
It gave people plenty of warnings if they'd heeded them about the spider.
Yeah, all it did was make noise, and that, is that worth keeping the dog alive for? I don't know.
I'd argue yes, but they could have kept the cat alive as well.
They could have,
Yeah.
but
I would have had them both the same as a wonderful message of unity, how dogs and cats can live together. And if they can, maybe we all can as well.
I'd have liked to have seen the fish strung up in the webs.
Fish.
All the fish.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of the other human characters that we haven't seen released, they might just be gone. But Grandma is still upstairs, and I think she hears in another mid-credit scene more scuttling about, and she turns around and gives a little shush to say,
Gives the old shush.
"Fuck's sake, I'm still trying to watch my royalty-free movies. Never gonna get. If I haven't caught up to modern days yet, if I'm still on black and white movies at my age, what hope have I got?"
Maybe she's seen every piece of media that's ever been released from.
So she's gone back to the start.
Yeah, she's like, let's make sure I've seen all of them.
Mm.
So, I got nothing but respect for having a goal.
Yeah, she's finished The Wire. She's done.
Yeah.
Done all the 24. Breaking Bad completed it, mate. Back to that old Hammer House of
overrated
Horrors.
Sopranos.
Gotten through every anime series somehow, impossibly.
Yeah, she struggles with a memory, but can tell you everything that happens in Neon Genesis.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go then. That's Sting. Bit of name game. Anybody?
That's done. Let's go. I'm finished.
Bit of name game. Anybody fancy a bit of name game?
I got some name game, Ben. What have you got for us?
The only reason I come back for these is name game.
A little bit of name
You're
game.
a pro at this now, Ash. You'll be ready.
I
You've been
love
knocking him out before he's finished.
Andy, do you want to go first?
Okay. What's the synopsis of the actual film? I can try and work it into that.
After raising an unnervingly talented spider, and talented.
It is
piano,
talented.
Playing a bloody
it has
symphony
spider
on
talent.
the
Is it
piano.
particularly talented for a spider?
It does great mimicry.
Yeah, that's true. Other spiders can't do that.
12-year-old Charlotte must face the facts about her pet and fight for her family. This is awful. This is all. Face the facts, will you? For God's sake.
I'm
gonna murder everyone. Face the facts. Wise up.
I'm gonna go with that synopsis, Ben. I will work with it. After raising an incredibly talented, but in modern viewpoint, probably quite racially problematic ruler of a foreign planet, Charlotte realizes that she's gonna have to fight her once lovely pet.
I've literally got the same one again. You're being very underhanded in my.
I don't know you. How dare you not know what I was going to say?
Is it Ming brackets the merciless?
It is Ming brackets the merciless. Very
and
good.
What's racial? I know exactly what it is. What want you to tell me? What's racially Max von? What's his name? Max von
Sydow. Not
with sellotape on his eyes.
Yeah, that's.
but
yeah, a little bit propo for sure.
Glad you both picked that one. Great, great work, gang.
Good work. After raising an unnervingly talented spider in secret, 12-year-old Charlotte must face the facts about her neighbor across the way, who's in a TV show called Friends. And could he be any more?
Chandler Bing.
Chandler Bing, yeah.
Correct. Chandler Bing.
This one, because it's just one word, where the possibilities are limited.
All right, loads.
Do you want to do one, Ash? Have you got one?
I haven't got one prepared, so let me think about it.
I'll give you a minute. I'll run another one for you. So, after raising an incredibly talented wrestler who wears a Jaguar mask Charlotte has to face the facts that he is, in fact, the king of Iron Fist.
King.
What that's
Just
yeah.
king.
King or Armor King.
It's
I'd
a
also
mask, isn't it?
accept.
It is a mask.
It is a mask, yeah.
Oh, I found this out the other day. It's a mask, and it's not even the same king anymore.
No.
It's King's like King 2, and Armor King's got a new one, and they're not even Jaguars.
What's going on?
They're not even Jaguars.
You think you can rely on some things in life, and then world pulls the rug out from under you with
Hate it.
revelations like that.
Okay.
Oh.
I've got one.
Go on.
Lovely. Go for it.
What's the synopsis again? I always forget the
They
synopsis.
raise an incredibly talented thing that rhymes with sting, and then Charlotte has to face the facts about
Okay.
something.
They raise an incredibly talented criminal moment that Emma Watson runs around with, and then Charlotte has to face the facts. I haven't described it very well because I thought it was obvious. It's a criminal moment.
Have you had a criminal moment again?
Yeah, they have
me
a little
again.
heist. There's a little heist.
I want to say sting, like a sting. Like
Is it
No.
a sting?
the bling ring?
Yeah.
Ah,
The bling
James
ring.
Franco's somehow involved.
Yeah, but it's Emma Watson is the
Yeah.
one that's on the
Yeah.
poster. So
The bling ring.
what is? I don't even know what that is. That's a film with Emma Watson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a I don't know what's
The
it, like
bling
a
ring.
2008, 2017 like heist movie.
I've never seen it, so that's why the description was really bad. I just know that it's called The Bling Ring. Emma Watson's in it, and there's some crime.
Yeah,
But you
there's
got
some
it.
crimes,
So
And he's
robberies.
giving you the bloody year of release as well. Jesus.
yeah.
Did I get it right? I just said it.
okay.
Yeah.
After raising an unnervingly talented bass player.
The Ting
Oh.
Tings.
The
No, that's
Ting
just drums
Tings.
and vocals, isn't it? No, but anyway, sorry. After raising an unnervingly talented bass
Sting!
player, he crawls into the vents and he starts a side project. But it's not as good as any of the other Beatles side projects.
Ring. Oh.
Not Ringo.
Not Ringo, but that could also be good.
Ring brackets. Oh.
That's also
Ring
good, but this
comma
isn't
O.
it.
Wait, what are the Beatles?
Bass player from the Beatles side project. Starts a
John
side
Lennon?
project.
Wings.
Wings, exactly.
Oh.
Wings.
Paul McCartney. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only Paul McCartney's project I'm interested in is the Frog Song. Other than that, you can. Okay. After raising an incredibly talented esports team, Charlotte has to face the facts that her internet connection is just not good enough.
Ping.
Ping, very good.
Oh.
Good. And off the back of that, after raising an unnervingly talented plasticine penguin, Charlotte must face the facts.
Pingu.
Pingu. Correct.
Oh. Okay. After raising an incredibly talented host of animated animals with incredible vocal talents, Charlotte has to face the facts that the talent show is still going to be a difficult
Sing.
win.
Is it sing?
Sing.
Sing. What else we got? So
Hold on.
Go.
After raising an incredibly talented Night Dive Studios remake, Charlotte has to face the facts that we're going to get a reveal at Summer Games Fest.
The
The
thing.
thing.
Yeah, there we go.
After raising an incredibly talented
Night Dive Studios.
Yeah. What are you raising in there? Just raising a bloody game studio. Don't worry about it. Any more?
After raising an incredibly talented Japanese well ghost with big long dark hair,
The ring!
Charlotte has
The
to face- yes,
Ringu!
exactly, the Ringu. Or the ring, easily fine.
After chain firing them out. After raising an incredibly talented band called All American Rejects, they get up in the vents and do their biggest hit.
Swing.
Oh,
swing.
God.
I was like, gives you hell?
I was like, doing a little secret. Move along.
Anything else?
To be
Are we
honest,
done?
hit after hit from All American Rejects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were at Slam Dunk this year.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
nice.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought
Any
that
more for any more
Serious.
rhymes?
just a fact.
How about after raising an unnervingly talented spider in secret, it crawls up into the vents and starts meeting with other spiders and then putting all their keys into the bowl and mixing them up properly and then
Just swing instead of swing.
swing. Have a-
Swing brackets.
Yeah, or just either or. I just did the same one twice, didn't I?
Swing.
Different
No,
clue.
that's all right. That's all good. After raising an incredibly talented character actor with credits including Dawn of the Dead, Charlotte has to face the fact that he might not be in the next Mission Impossible.
Tom Cruise.
Not him.
Why did that make me laugh? So much?
This incredibly talented. He's in Pulp Fiction.
Ving.
Ving.
Ving
Rhames.
Rhames.
Ving
Nice.
Rhames.
Yes.
Okay. After raising an incredibly talented bone setting piece of equipment, Charlotte must face the facts that
Fling.
yeah.
Yes. Bone setting piece of equipment.
Yeah.
What are you
It's very
doing with that?
talented. What are you doing with that in the vents? Setting some bones.
That's the bones.
You've raised
this-
that yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
This could go on a night. Shall I?
Yeah, should we draw a line in this and
Shall I
rate
put a
the
stop
film?
to it?
No. Go
No.
on, do another.
Do
Go on,
another,
Ben, one
do
more
another,
then.
Andy. Just for
One for the road.
Oh, it's hard now when you put on the spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, okay. After raising an incredibly talented bouncy spider, it jumps up into the vents and runs to sea.
Bouncy spider.
Bouncy spider. Have you done that then? Well, I've just attached some little-
Spring.
String. Oh, spring.
Spring.
Oh,
Okay, I'll
what
let
a
this in.
time. What a time.
Is that
Right.
enough?
I think we've all won name game here. Today, you know what's really won today? Rhymes, puns.
Yeah.
We're going to have to face the facts that we've exhausted
Face the
all the
facts.
rhymes for Sting.
Right.
Oh, the real name game was the friends we made along the way.
Correct.
Let's rate the film. A to F. Pluses and minuses are allowed. Rate good or rate bad. How would you rate Sting, Ash?
You know what? I think this podcast I have focused on the negatives of the film because I spoke about the positives. I think, or I've thought about the positives, and experienced them with the film. I feel like it's very easy to go, oh yeah, that was great. So I have spoken more negatively about it than I probably feel about it. I would give the film a B+. I would. I think it's a fine time.
Oh,
Maybe B-
Awesome.
if you look shocked.
No.
don't change. Don't change.
Don't
your
let
reason
Ben's
by my
facial expression
reaction.
or anyone. Ben, you should have put your
Oh.
mirrored sunglasses on to make sure you can't see how you're reacting.
Oh, B+, is it?
Yeah.
That's quite high, but I had a great time at the cinema with it. And even though there was loads of plot bits that I didn't quite agree with, I'm always going to give bonus points for practical effects with it. And I think the practical effects were really good.
The
And I
effects-
liked the cinematography as well.
I was just literally looking at production companies behind it, and the effects were done by Cumulus VFX.
Woo! Sting's company.
Cumulus. They're really good at visual effects, but they take absolutely ages. Even with that one
Yeah.
tiny little
But
visual
we're on a
effect shot.
deadline. What are you doing?
We're
Oh,
on a deadline. Tantric.
yeah,
effects.
I'm tantric rendering these effects.
My Premiere Pro's always doing that, I tell you. Go on.
What are you
Go on,
doing?
Andy.
You need a faster computer? No, this is just tantric rendering. I tell you what, then, Ben, not because, and I should highlight in this, Kiah Roache-Turner, the writer-director of this film. This isn't like the Sackwell Baggins is. This isn't like any relation, just a variation
yeah.
on my name. Not related at all. So my review here is based on actual facts. I'm going to give this one a B. I liked it a lot. Like Ash said, I think the cinematography is really cool. Always give props to a practical creature. It's nice to get another good creature feature. And I know that sci-fi have been knocking out your spider quakes and your ghost sharks and things like that, but it's nice to see a creature feature just get, a little bit more of the spotlight and a little bit more focus to do something cool. it had more family dynamic and more focus on the characters than I think it had any business or any requirement to do. And I like that about it. There's some interesting stuff here. And if I see this on again, if I'm on a plane, if I see it on of an evening, I'll sit and watch this again. When it turns up on streaming, I'll certainly pop it on for a little watch. I think this is one that you can have a nice casual watch to. You can show it to other friends. Name of the show, Ben. I think it's a good hangout movie. You get a couple of friends round, you get some snacks in, get some pizza on, get a little bit of popcorn. You're not
It's a
going to
horror
miss anything if
hangout.
someone's chatting. It's a horror hangout movie. It's a B for me.
It's a horror hangout.
I'm not being stupid here. I forgot that normal letters existed. B is a much better grading. I am retconning to a B because I thought we had to go plus or minus.
Oh, retconning, is it?
There is no middle ground. Well, as long as we didn't pressure you into that, then that's
no,
fine.
I'm gonna go for a B because that's what I meant. It's like it wasn't a B minus. So I was like, it must be a B plus, forgetting that B is in the middle.
B's.
I'm probably gonna go for a B minus. I feel like watching this off the back of Infested maybe wasn't great because I really enjoyed that, and had a great time with that. And I think it was a really effective horror film. So this version, I did like it. I like some of the characters. I like the practical effects. I don't know. I think once it got going, maybe it got a bit by the numbers. But now that we've talked about it as well, I think the family dynamic stuff clearly is something that I should have paid more attention to because it's a lot better than perhaps I would have given it credit for initially. So, but just a B plus, I think.
B plus.
Oh,
I made a face. I made a face when you said B minus, Ben, in case I could throw you. Have I
No,
subtly
B minus.
done it?
I do mean B minus. Sorry, I'm getting seriously flustered by the.
When you said B minus, I was like scoffing.
B
See if I
minus.
could change your mind.
Yeah,
that did work on me. We're back. Give it an A. Give it an A.
No, not enough. A plus, best film ever.
What does the scoff mean? Should we go do a D? Should we do a D?
Yeah. There we go.
there we
That's
go.
Sting.
Awesome. That's Sting. Thank you, Ash, for joining us. Where can our listeners find you online now that you're twitching? Not literally twitching, sorry. Now that you're Twitch streaming and YouTubing and stuff.
You can find me at Ash Millman on Twitch, and my YouTube VOD channel is at Ash Millman Lives or Lives. I'm not sure how I'm going to say it. The joke is in the wordplay. And I have to explain that every time I say it, so it was a terrible mistake. But Ash Millman Lives / Lives is where the VODs go, and I will be uploading to my main YouTube channel, which is just Ash Millman eventually. So drop a follow there or whatever you want to do, and eventually you'll see some fun stuff. But yeah, everywhere else on the internet, Ash Millman, Instagram, Twitter, blah 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 blah.
We'll put links in bio as we always do. So thank you everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the show, become a patron over at patreon.com/horror hangout. Thanks to all of our patrons over there. Thanks to Taj Easton for our theme music. Thanks to Acast for hosting the show. Please consider giving us a rating or review on anything.
B+.
5 stars. Give it a B plus. I think it's stars only, so B plus it would be like a 3.5.
Now I'll tell you what, Ben, I've just done the maths real quick, and you might be surprised. A B plus is actually 5. Don't know how that works out. Don't ask me. I'm not Dr. Stephen Hawking.
There we
go.
Yeah. Dr. Stephen Hawking, that's what they call him. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search Horror Hangout Podcast. You'll find us. Next week, we've mixed a few things around, and next week's episode is going to be Anaconda. My Anaconda don't want none unless you've
got buns,
hun. I guess, yeah.
Or
I'm so sorry.
Jennifer Lopez definitely has got.
You were doing it so slow. I was like, I have to jump in.
I wanted someone
putting full stops in between.
I wanted someone to finish me off, and that's the final words of Sting.
That's what Sting's always saying.
That's the final words of Sting when he's reached the end of 6 grueling months of tantric edging. Okay.
God. End this. End it. This podcast has been a whole Sting experience.
It sure has. Thanks everybody for listening, and see you next time.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.